side, but they're big and strong over there. They don't have quite as many picks and so forth as you do, but what do you see in the GW defense your offense will have to face?
There you go. Nice feed inside lower
Yeah, I tell you
line.
what, CC Mays has been a good player.
Yes,
She has
yes.
been really, she had a good game against Radford. Seen her make a couple of layups and good plays so far.
I mean, I hated, missing tonight and last Friday, but it's just this time of year.
Yep, it's hard.
Yeah.
Back to normal.
Yeah.
They're really trying to post her up. That's good D.
Yep.
Ooh, got her at the down.
One thing we're going to keep an eye on the radio booth, your team with 29 takeaways. GW has 24 giveaways, including 4 against Greenbrier East. So best of luck against, well, I wanted to ask you one more thing before we wrap up. Playing a team second time in the season, that's always kind of tough. Although GW is 0-6 all time here on the mountaintop.
Never, to be honest with you, we talk about it all the time in MSAC. We get tired of playing the same people in the playoffs. And last week for us was nice to get to play Williams Park. I just think everybody says, well, what do you do different? What do you do the same? I think both teams have improved significantly since week 4. And I think you may go into the same game plan, but it's got a few wrinkles to it. We know we're going to have to play better football than we did week 4 to get a win.
We're going to be back and get you ready for the win, hopefully by the Highlanders tonight as they take on the GW Patriots, number 9, seed against the number 1 Huntington Highlanders. We'll be back on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
High school football is back here in the Tri-State, and Dutch Miller Kia in Barbersville is proud to be an official sponsor of the Huntington High School football team. Dutch Miller Kia is the original home of friends and family pricing for everyone, which means you get the best deal right up front. Like right now, get up to 30% above fair market value for any trade-in. Text or chat now at DutchMillerKia.com. We're coming today to the original home of friends and family pricing for everyone.
Gabriel, are you in there?
Attention players,
You want to check our levels, see how they sound together?
Wonderland, the Tri-State's best and biggest post-game
Sure.
celebration.
Okay, I'll go first. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that okay?
You're good?
Okay.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pretty balanced.
Need any more breaks in pregame? If we go right into it.
I need no breaks.
Okay.
Mountain State Oral Facial Surgery is excited to offer an opioid-free pain relief for patients facing wisdom teeth extraction and other surgeries. For young patients facing oral surgery, broken or knocked out teeth, parents can turn to Mountain State
I
Oral
pull up
Facial
stats.
Surgery to provide non-addictive pain relief options and board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery. To learn more, visit mtstateoms.com. And go Highlanders!
Drugs can take everything from you.
I was doing everything I could get my hands on, and it got to the point where I was overdosing every other day. I lost my wife, I lost my kid, I didn't want to live anymore.
But at OBP Health, you can find hope and your life again.
Now today, I wake up every day just wanting to do
Wheeler's
better.
got 17 here
To find an
in the
OBP
third.
Health location near you,
Not
visit
bad.
us at obphealth.com.
Mays has 9.
Kenny
Silva's
Queen's
5.
Hardware keeps growing and growing with 5 convenient locations to shop. Our family-owned business offers essential hardware items as well as power equipment, metal roofing, lumber, equipment rental, and much, much more. Shop premium brands such as Benjamin Moore Paint, Big Green Egg, Scott's, and Yeti. Look for us in your neighborhood in Huntington, Canova, Wayne, Barbersville, and now in the Kroger Plaza in Proctorville. Start and finish your home repair and improvement projects with Kenny Queen, where helpful is our business.
ProSource, formerly Aaron's Business Solutions, is your
See,
leader in
Bridgeport and Jefferson's the only one tomorrow.
total office automation.
Polk and Frankfurt's tomorrow. And only one single day.
There are two. One single tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's weird.
Yeah. I don't know. The single A's always play. I guess because they play at noon on Saturday. Or, they play it Saturday night. I mean, so.
Yeah.
It's time for Huntington Highlanders football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Tonight's game is brought to you by
The Dutch Miller Auto Group, Champion Industries, ProSource, Kenny Queen Ace Hardware, OVP Health, Billy Bob's Wonderland, and by
Facial Surgery Center. Now, let's head to the stadium for all of the game action on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Good evening from Huntington High School, where quarterfinal action begins tonight between the George Washington Patriots and the number 9 seed in Class AAA against the number 1 seeded Huntington Highlanders. Andrew Rogers, Woody Woodrum, glad to have you with us for this quarterfinal matchup. Woody, it's a rematch of what was a Week 4 victory for the Highlanders, a 30-14 win. The two meet again this time in a winner-go-home matchup.
Yeah, you know, these are two teams that get after each other pretty hard. Huntington just picked up their second win in 6 tries up at GW earlier this year. Well, I remember Huntington going up there with a higher seed and losing games to GW before. Here on the mountaintop, though, it's all been pretty much Huntington. It's 6-0 against the Patriots, and Patriots have gone through some changes, some administratively, some injury-wise, and although it'll be the same quarterback, Abe Fenwick, tonight, who we saw back on Week 4, they've had some changes there at quarterback.
Yeah, Fenwick, the quarterback, had missed a few games toward the back end of this season, and really since the Huntington loss, the George Washington Patriots go 5-2, 2 losses to 2 playoff teams at the time. So one was South Charleston, a 1-point loss on the road. South Charleston's been eliminated. The other loss to Cabell Midland by a couple of touchdowns on October 15th, but a team that has now won 4 games in a row, defeated Greenbrier East to get this matchup with the Huntington Highlanders, a team, despite with the quarterback being banged up a little bit, there's plenty of playmakers, and the running game seems to be complementing the good passing attack now.
And you know, when we were up there before, Haston Pinkerton was their main guy, and Cal Matthews, the fullback, got quite a few picks, or quite a few totes, but now we're seeing Clay Matthews, a junior. He got 115 yards last week against Greenbrier East. Keegan Sack rushed for 55 yards on 8 carries last week. Did a nice job for them. Anthony Valentine has carried the ball some as well, and they've got, well, just a boatload of people who catch passes on this team. It's probably the most people I've ever put at the top of my stat page. I'm kind of out of room, and there still could be more. They spread the ball around. Abe Fenwick broke a bone in his thumb, cracked a bone in a finger on his throwing hand, but now he came back last week against Greenbrier East and threw 3 touchdown passes, although they have turned to the run game when Fenwick was out late. And whereas early in the season, 69% of their offense was through the pass, now 69% of their offense in the last few games has been the running attack, and they've picked up slack for their quarterback.
Woody, as we continue to get you guys set for kickoff here, just under 5 minutes left until kickoff here from Bob Sang Stadium. Woody, let's talk about this Huntington team. 11 wins at 11 games, still undefeated. 5 consecutive games now. This team scored 48 points or more. The offense has been clicking, 48 a week ago against Wheeling Park. The defense continues to play well. But again, another challenge tonight against the George Washington team that's familiar with the Highlanders, but this Huntington team continues to play with a lot of momentum and confidence this season.
Oh, absolutely, and they have played great down the stretch. And, I mean, Wheeling Park, as Billy said last week, Coach Seals, he goes, that's not a 16 in my mind. They came into that game just 4-4, though, had a low seed and probably should have been seeded higher. And during the first half, Huntington kind of got away from them because they did what they haven't done very often, and that's get off to a fast start. 21 points against Wheeling Park in the first half, 2 offensive scores, and Noah Waynick picks a interception, takes it back for his second touchdown of the year on interceptions. And they played pretty well without Khalif Ty being part of it. They moved Scout Arthur, who's been playing that Sam linebacker position, when Jordan Price mixed about 6 games. But he was stood in their corner with 5 tackles, 3 tackles on special teams, and had an interception himself. So it didn't appear like they really missed Ty very much. But, you know, you've got Ty, a sophomore, and a freshman, and Zaza Jackson. Both have 6 interceptions. This team, 22 picks, 7 fumbles recovered. They are plus 17 when it comes to the offense's 7 interceptions and 5 fumbles given up.
The defense has certainly been just as good as the offense. The offense, 60 touchdowns this season. That's the most in Highlanders football history. So the offense is great. The defense, the 22 interceptions, quite frankly, are probably the most in Highlander football history as well. And when you complement both those together, that's why this team's undefeated.
It's astounding. I mean, I don't know if there are many pro and college teams that are averaging 2 interceptions a game. I mean, that is a lot in any league you're playing in. As Huntington wins the toss and defers, as they always do. They never mind going on defense first. We would imagine GW will take the ball. But, yeah, they have played so well, and they're led by Tyree Smith, 91 tackles, 10 tackles for loss. He's got 7 quarterback pressures, 2.5 sacks. And David Bradshaw, they are like the Bruise brothers. David has 90 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, a quarterback sack and a half. And they both had big numbers last week. Those guys are the keys to making this engine go. We'll probably see Scout Arthur back at the Sam, but Jordan Price going to play there. He had a really great game against the GW team earlier in the season. And of course, he missed about 6 games down the stretch, but has been back a couple of weeks too.
Yeah, you and I were talking about this prior to going on the air, that besides the Riverside game, this is the first time that Huntington defense, for the most part, has been really healthy since these two teams met back in the middle of September. So it's a good thing for the Highlanders getting healthy for the most part at the right time as both teams head to the huddle here prior to opening kickoff. 1-seeded Huntington, 9-seeded George Washington. The Highlanders will be in their home white uniforms, yellow uniforms, white numerals, white pants, green helmets. For the Highlanders, George Washington, in its away white uniform, silver helmet, maroon numerals, and white and maroon striped pants. I've never seen that before. A good little mixture of a white and maroon down the side and through the back of the pants as well. So
reminds me of my junior high team, the Woodrow Wilson Wolverines up on the west side of Charleston. And, of course, both of those, Lincoln and Wilson, became west side middle school now, but they're wearing the same colors. I think they do a really nice job with their uniforms and stuff. They usually look very clean. They do tonight. I like Huntington in the gold jerseys and white pants. I think that's a nice look for them as well.
It is a chilly 31 degrees up here on the hill. Probably feels like 25 degrees out there on the field and in the stands here.
You know, they don't get quite as much wind down on the field. You can see right now neither of the flags are moving, and the American flag is not moving. So the wind has stopped for a while, which is a good thing because it was blowing hard yesterday, and it was quite windy out here.
3 men are back deep for George Washington. Tyshawn Dews, Keegan Sack, and Isaiah Townsend all back for George Washington to receive Johnny I's opening kick. As the Highlanders booted away left to right, George Washington will work right to left in this opening quarter.
Johnny has put 24 into the end zone this season.
He approaches the ball at the 40 and sends it on the way. It's a short kick that'll be fielded by Townsend at the 16-yard line. He's up past the 25 in between the hash marks. Is going to be brought down right around the 27, 28-yard line, and that's where George Washington will take over 6 seconds into the game.
Nice tackle there by Cam Veazey. Gets the stop on defense.
So Abe Fenwick leads his Patriots out onto the field. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. They'll start with an empty backfield. 3 wide to the near side and 2 receivers to the far side. As Fenwick takes a look over to the far sideline to get this first play call of this quarterfinal matchup between George Washington and Huntington. Winner advances, loser goes home, and the season's over. Fenwick out of the shotgun will throw. Empty backfield, looks right side. Pass caught over the middle at the 30-yard line. Spinning away from 2 tacklers is Keegan Sack. And he's able to get it up past the 35.
Keegan Sack, we talked about, he's a freshman who has been much more involved in this attack scheme. He picks up 7 on that pass.
They'll mark him at the 35. 2nd down and 3. 1st down to gain is the 38. Back comes in to the left of Fenwick. It's Clay Matthews. As Fenwick will work out of the shotgun 2 wide to this near side. Dews comes in motion across the formation. Fenwick will take the snap, hands it off to Matthews. Lowers his shoulder up the middle, but got stuffed, stonewalled by Tyree Smith in the hole. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Tyree Smith. And as we said, the Bruce brothers, Bradshaw and Smith, they get the first 2 tackles of the game for this team, and that's not unusual.
1 yard run makes it 3rd down and 2 from the George Washington 36. Just over a minute into this first quarter, and George Washington facing a 3rd down. Fenwick under center will now stand up and look over to the sideline. Still 12 on the play clock. 1 wide to each side. Full house set as Fenwick will hand it off to his running back Matthews, and Matthews is going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss. It was Smith again.
Very nice tackle there. They faked it to the first man through, number 40, Heath McCormick, and gave it to the second guy. But Smith was not fooled. No gain on the play. 4th down.
Yep, 4th down in the long 2 yards, and the punter is going to be Cam Reed. Rylan Moorhead, or Raiden Moorhead, had done most of the kicking duties this season for George Washington. But Cam Reed, a 5'10" wide receiver, is a senior. He'll punt it away from the 20. And he takes his time, sends a boot to Noah Wainick, who's back at his 29-yard line and calls for a fair catch. And Huntington's defense, Woody, forces a 3-and-out. And the offense gets the football with 9 minutes and 55 seconds left in this first quarter.
Well, that's a nice start by the defense to stop them on 3rd and short. And that's something that every team wants to do, is get off the field.
First opportunity for the Huntington offense. An offense, as we mentioned prior to kickoff, most touchdowns in Highlanders history. 8 points away from the most points ever in a season, and a team that's averaging 40 points per game. Wainick, the lone receiver, split out to the far side. Ball is on the far hash mark. As Locke will work out of the pistol. 1st down and 10 from the Highlander 29. He takes the snap, hands it off to Curtis Jones. Jones running left. He's going to get it up past the 30-yard line to about the 32. Be a 3-yard run on 1st down, 2nd and 7.
Stop made by number 32. That's Grant Plants. He's their defensive tackle. They call him more like a defensive end. They have 3 down and then 4 linebackers. But tonight it looks like they might even be playing some nickel.
Same formation for the Highlanders on 2nd and 7. Felder goes in motion. They'll pitch it to him here on the near sideline as he breaks it out wide. Felder still on his feet up past the 35, dragging a defender and gets hit from behind by Dews. There is a flag at the 37-yard line in the vicinity of the run from Felder. And it looks like maybe the initial signal is going to bring this 1st down run back. It is. It's an illegal block in the back on Huntington.
Last week, not too many mistakes made by this Huntington team. Early penalty that takes down a 1st down.
So it'll back the football back to the 27-yard line, so 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll make it 2nd down and 12 yards. 1st down to gain is the 39. 9-10 and counting, no score. First offensive possession for the Highlanders. Locko out of the shotgun, has 2 wide to each side. Jones, the back, goes in motion. Locko will throw on 2nd down over the middle. Pass caught. Scout Arthur up past the 35 and is near the 1st down marker. Scout Arthur with his 8th catch of the year.
Pulled down by number 13, Clay Matthews, leader on this team, his 76th tackle and 35th solo.
Arthur needed 12. He got 12 to the 39, and it's a 1st down for Huntington. The first down of the night for Huntington with 8:40 and counting in this first quarter. Same formation on 1st and 10. 2 wide split out to each side. 1st and 10 from the 39. Felder comes in motion behind Locko, who takes the snap, hands it to Jones. Jones with a gaping hole, runs over a George Washington defender and gets all the way up past the 45 to the 48.
Boy, he did. He ran right over number 1 on the play. Hunter Giancomo just snowballed him for an 8-yard pickup.
We'll make it 2nd down and 2. Need midfield for a 1st down. Under 8 minutes left in this first quarter. No score. Huntington driving.
Giancomo is kind of back like a nickel, but he also might be playing one of the outside linebacker positions.
3 wide to the far side. Arthur, the lone receiver, to the near side. As Locko takes a snap, he'll keep it himself, running left. Locko reaching for the 1st down. He's got it as he barrels forward into George Washington territory, down to the 48, 4 yards on second down, first down for Huntington.
And Giancomo picks him up on the play.
So 1st and 10, Huntington's going to get its first play in George Washington territory with the ball right on the Huntington H here at midfield. 1st and 10 from the GW 48-yard line, 7:30 and counting, first quarter. Harrell and Wainick, near side wide receivers. Ball's on the far hash mark. 2 backs to the right of Locko. It's Jones and Felder. As Locko takes the snap, keeps it himself. Running in between the tackles is going to be hit immediately as he gets about a yard or two.
Number 5 coming up to make the stop, Jake Glasky. He and Kyle Matthews kind of split time at that outside linebacker position.
They'll give him 2 yards. Nose of the football just barely touching the 46. So 2nd and a long 8 for Huntington. Locko takes the snap and he'll throw. Pump fakes. Now sends one near side. Pass caught by Noah Wainick, who is down inside the 45. He gets it to the 42. And there is a flag on the far side of the field. As it stands now, it'd be about a 4 to 5 yard pickup. But George Washington is pointing toward Huntington's side. It's an ineligible receiver downfield. So one of the linemen up front was too far downfield. So this will be Huntington's 2nd penalty of the night, 2nd of the drive.
That's one you usually see on a long pass where they think the quarterback, because of the scramble, they think he might be running up the field. Looks like GW is going to take the yardage, though.
That initial pump fake from Locko, I think maybe got one of the linemen to creep downfield a little too far, so the football is backed up into Huntington territory at the 49-yard line. 2nd down and 13. First down to gain is the George Washington 38. As Locko takes the snap and he'll throw in the pocket. Now has to scramble out to the right. He's under pressure and he's going to throw it away. The ball was nowhere near the line of scrimmage.
I think
as he was being pressured, and let's see.
That may well be a...
it's grounding. Yep,
yes,
there goes the flag.
Intentional grounding, and you lose the down on that as well. So it's going to be 3rd and a bunch.
Excellent job by George Washington on the outside. It was Kolaski off the edge and then Coulter off the far side edge to kind of pinch the quarterback Locko in the pocket. He had nowhere to go. Tried to go right, and Kolaski cut him off. Then Locko rolled out to his left, and there was Coulter. So excellent defense there.
Ball's going to be placed all the way back to the 23-yard line.
This is going to be 3rd down and 39.
Yep.
Back at the Huntington 23 with 6:40 left in the first quarter. 3rd and 39. You won't hear that very often. First down and 10 that started at the George Washington 48. It's backed up 29 yards. 3rd and 39. Locko will throw as he rolls out to his right. It's a screen pass. Curtis Jones makes the catch. It's hit immediately right at the 20-yard line. Excellent defense from George Washington. They force a punt.
21 came up really slow. That's Peyton Coulter. Guys were smacking him on the back, and he was kind of brushing them off like, hey, let me catch my breath here. That was a hard hit as they lost 2 more on the play.
So Scout Arthur is on to punt. Both teams are going to trade punts to start this football game. Back for George Washington. And it looks like maybe Dews. As the punt from Arthur bounces in George Washington territory and takes an excellent Highlander roll. It's going to go all the way to about the 31, so a good boot. That is no return. Close to 50 yards probably.
Yeah, it's 49 yards is what I counted up there.
So George Washington will take it at the 31.
Excuse me, make it 59. I'm sorry.
That's a boot.
No, that can't be right. I was right the first time. It's got to be 49. 60 yards would have been a lot further back.
Too wide to the far side as the quarterback is Hatfield into the football game. He'll run right, keep it himself, and he gets up past the 31, the line of scrimmage, and gets it up to a couple of yards. Tyree Smith was there, along with a couple other Highlanders after a gain of 2 yards, 2nd and 8. So Hatfield, a guy that George Washington has used when Fenwick was hurt. It's Hayden Hatfield. They list him as a wide receiver. He can do a little bit of everything. Comes in on first down, gets 2 yards, and looks like Fenwick's back in the game at quarterback now. 2nd down and 8 from the George Washington 33. Dews in motion. Fenwick will throw it to him out of the backfield. A backward pass that Dews makes the catch. Avoids one tackler. Still on his feet near sideline. Up past the 35 near the first down marker. The official on the near side is going to mark him out short of the first down. Need the 41.
Gets
and
to about
Dews got the 40.
Yep.
So 3rd and a long yard with the nose of the football just grazing the 40. Under 5 minutes left in this first quarter. No score, 2nd series for George Washington, 3rd series of the game. Fenwick's under center, 1 wide to each side. As the junior quarterback takes the snap, hands it off to Matthews in between the tackles, breaks it out to the right side. He's got a first down.
Boy, they had a chance to get them in the backfield again, and unfortunately, Noah Waynick did not make the tackle. He read the play perfectly, but a gain to the 43.
That was Kyle Matthews that time for George Washington to move the sticks 3 yards when he needed just 1. And it's 1st down and 10 at the 43 now for the Patriots. First down of the evening for George Washington. Three wide, split out to the near side, 1 wide to the far side. As man goes in motion, Sack will split out wide to the right side as Fenwick will throw. The lefty rolls out to his right under pressure. Stops, now throws over the middle. Ball batted and picked off. Intercepted.
Oh, my, what a play.
Curtis Jones batted the ball right to himself. How about that for the 23rd Highlander interception?
What a play.
That's all Jones.
Yes.
Fenwick was looking back over the middle of the field, trying to improvise as he rolled out to his right, and Curtis Jones makes a stellar play, batting the ball to himself for the 23rd Highlander interception. Believe it or not, that is an astounding number, and the Highlanders get it 1st and 10 at the 23. Laco sends 3 wide to the near side. Ball's on the far hash mark. As the junior quarterback takes the snap, throws it in the flat. Pass caught by Nakayan Harrell, who is going to spin down inside the 20, still on his feet, and finally is hit down around the 19-yard line.
Kolaski in there to make the stop with some help from Giacomo.
4 yards makes it 2nd down and 6 with Harrell making that catch. We've been saying Nakian all year. We were informed it is Nakayan, so moving forward it will be Nakayan.
Yes, and we were sorry about that, but glad to be getting it right now.
1 wide to each side, 2 backs in the backfield next to Laco, who's in the shotgun as he takes the snap, keeps it himself, running right. Gavin Laco escaping 1 defender, still on his feet, following blockers down inside the 10, spins out of bounds. A 1st down run for Gavin Laco, and Huntington will have a goal-to-go distance here on the drive.
What a nice run by him on that play. Wouldn't go down. All the way inside the 10 at the 8, 11 yards on the game.
Second time Laco's kept it himself. Makes it 1st and goal at the 8. Under 4 minutes left in this opening quarter. Highlanders trying to strike first. Same formation. Waynick to the far side as a receiver. Harrell's the near side wide receiver with the ball on the near hash mark. Laco takes the high snap, hands it off to Felder, who escapes 1 tackler, still on his feet, cuts into the middle, fighting for the end zone, reaching for the goal line, and he's marked short.
Honestly, the guy that stopped him was his teammate, Harrell. He ran into him as Giacomo was trying to hang on.
George Washington had a guy in the backfield, Woody, but Felder able to juke the defender out and get all the way to the 1.
7 yards for number 7.
Now the Highlanders are going to send Markel Jones into the football game, probably as a tight end, and help give it a heavier set in here, just needing a yard on 2nd and goal. Also, Christian Saunders into the game. Lonko out of the shotgun. Jones is to his left. 2nd and goal from the 1. Lonko takes the high snap, keeps it himself, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Highlanders. Gavin Lonko with a 1-yard touchdown run. Huntington makes George Washington pay for the turnover, and it's 6-0 Huntington.
Huntington's 61st touchdown. That is a record that they're going to continue to build on. Gavin Lonko's approaching a record, but not quite there yet on reaching 1,000 yards.
Lonko continues to rack up touchdowns. His 18th rushing touchdown. Johnny Yai continues to rack up extra points because the Highlanders keep scoring touchdowns, as Yai's extra point is good. It's Yai's 53rd PAT of the year. 7-0 Highlanders, 2:54 left in the first. We'll take a break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week, presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute and Cabell County Schools, is brought to you in part by Jason W. Elkins at Elkins State Farm Agency. Jason can help you find the coverage that works for you. Jason W. Elkins, State Farm Agent, 4346 5th Street Road in Huntington. Dawson Thompson Oil Company, 1746 Virginia Avenue in Huntington, celebrating 60 years of serving the tri-state. For your petroleum needs, think Dawson Thompson Oil. Kids Sale. Tri-State parents and grandparents, Alex and the Kids Sale staff are getting ready for the next Kids Sale. Visit KIDSSALE.net for upcoming sale dates, locations, or to be a consigner. And by KINDRED Communications, radio, digital, events, print, KINDREDCom.net.
We're coming today to the original home of Friends and Family pricing for everyone, Dutch Miller Kia in Barbersville. See dealer for details.
Marshall's Thundering Herd football on Saturdays. Huntington Highlanders football now on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Isaiah Townsend takes the kickoff from the 15 up past the 35 to the 38. There is a flag, though, at the 34.
And a tackle by David Bradshaw on special teams. He doesn't just tackle guys in. He third special team tackle, and I think his first 2 came last week. Put your best players out there once you're in the playoffs.
Yep. 4 officials discussing what could be a penalty, or what is a penalty. Could be on the return against George Washington. It was a good return for Townsend, over 20 yards, but it's going to come back on a hold. And a face mask. That's
and a face mask. And may have
penalties.
I guess they offset, or do they have to re-kick?
I'd presume a re-kick, I think, if those offset. So a hold on George Washington and a face mask on the Highlanders that are going to offset. Johnny Yaya is going to come out back onto the field to boot another one away.
I think he said the face mask might have been on number 8. That would have been Zaza Jackson.
So
Did not get who the hold was on.
Still from the 40-yard line. So the first kickoff didn't count. The hold was on Kolaski for George Washington. So re-kick, just 6 seconds come off the clock, 2:48 now. Dews, Townsend, sack. Near side to far side, back for George Washington. Rarely see 3 guys back there returning. That's what George Washington operates with on special teams, as II will boot it away. We'll send it Townsend's way, far side. He'll field it from the 11. It's up past the 20, approaching the 25. He's got a crease up past the 30. Lost the football, and the yellow jerseys are on it. That's Huntington. A fumble.
I believe number 4, Cam Veazey, came up with the fumble.
2 turnovers in the first quarter, one by Fenwick on an excellent play from Jones, and now a special teams fumble. That is the 8th fumble recovered this season by Huntington to now give the Highlanders 31 takeaways, plus 19 in turnover margin.
Well, we heard Coach Steve Edwards Jr. say we just can't have turnovers, and unfortunately they have really bit them here in the first quarter.
Just like that, the Highlanders get the football back, 1st and 10 from the 26, and the white jersey up front for George Washington jumped prior to the snap.
Looked like number 52, Amari Brown. He transferred to GW in the summer from Capitol.
It will be encroachment on George Washington. So instead of a 1st and 10 from the 26, or the 36, I should say, it'll be 1st and 5 from the 31-yard line. 2:40 left in the opening quarter. 7-0 Highlanders here in this quarterfinal matchup, 1 versus 9. As Felder comes in motion behind Locko, who takes the snap out of the shotgun. Locko keeps it himself, running right, hits a man in the middle down inside the 30, crashing into a George Washington player around the 28-yard line. Got a 3-yard run. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Giacomo with another tackle. He's been very busy here in the first quarter.
Ball at the 28, 2nd down and 2 from the 28, approaching the 2-minute mark of this first quarter. 2 wide to the near side, 1 to the far side. Jones the back to the right of Locko, who's in the shotgun and takes the snap, running to his right. He'll keep it himself. He's got a 1st down and more. Down inside the 25. Another flag comes in, where Locko was brought down at around the 23-yard line.
Hayden Hatfield makes the tackle.
It's a hold on Huntington. So a lot of penalties on both teams.
Looks like maybe Jones signaled to the sideline that maybe it was on him, Curtis Jones.
Would have been a 1st down run for Locko. Instead, the holding penalty is going to back the football back a little bit, back to the actually initial line of, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 36. Right where Huntington started after the George Washington fumble. So the interception, Huntington took it in for a touchdown. The ensuing kickoff, fumble by Isaiah Townsend, picked up by the Highlanders, and that's why Huntington's got the football back here in this first quarter, minute 50 and counting, as Locko will throw on 2nd down and 10 in the pocket. Steps up, and he's under pressure and brought down for a sack. It was Plants, the defensive end, in there to bring down Gavin Locko for a sack back to the 45, 3rd down.
-9 on the sack. Nice play by Plants. 6'3", 245-pound senior. Came into this game with 35 tackles, 17 solos, and that is he now has 2.5 quarterback sacks on the season and his 9th tackle for loss.
We've called his names a few times. He's been doing good things up front in this first quarter for George Washington. 3rd and 19, back to the George Washington 45. 1st down to gain is the 26. 2 wide to each side for Locko. He'll throw out of the pocket, steps up, and there's Plants again. Wrapped him up initially. He's going to get help from 2 other white jerseys who bring him down to the backfield for a loss. 4th down.
Plants is getting by the youngster on that offensive line. Of course, he started his 11th game here this season, 3 last season, but Robbie Martin's been beat on back-to-back plays. That moves the ball back another 9 yards on the sack.
35 seconds and counting. About a 15 seconds difference between the play clock and the game clock. As return man back is Fitzpatrick. And Alf Arthur's punt will bounce at the 14. Takes a Huntington bounce and will roll out of bounds. Down inside the 10-yard line. The official will spot the football at the 7-yard line. So a good punt from Scout Arthur. From the 49 to the 7, 42 yards.
42 yards and inside the 20, inside the 10, as a matter of fact. That's an excellent job by Scout Arthur.
So George Washington able to avoid giving up another score off a turnover. Huntington scored the touchdown off the interception. Then George Washington fumbled the kickoff return, but the defense gets the job done for the Patriots. And the offense back out there trailing by a touchdown. 20 seconds left in the opening quarter as the 1st down handoff is a run up the middle. And it's an easy play for Huntington to be able to make defensively. The running back on the play was Kyle Matthews. He gets a few yards to the 10.
Looked like James Scott, David Bradshaw.
Well, we're through one quarter here at Bob Sang Stadium on a cold and chilly Friday night in quarterfinal action in Class AAA. It's the number 1 seeded Huntington Highlanders up 7-0 over the 9-seeded George Washington Patriots. We'll take a break, come back, and have the second quarter here between Huntington and George Washington on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Who carried on that last?
Hi, my name is Connor Pritchard, and this is my story. Sixth grade, a teacher had asked me if I would be interested in doing the announcements. I ended up going to the office every day for about 2 weeks, taught me the ropes, showed me around. I know it's definitely helped with my improvisation skills, so if I need to get something on the fly or throw something into a conversation, I can integrate it a lot better. I really love doing the announcements here. It's one of my favorite things to do here at Milton Middle. It's always nice just to know that I can add a little bit of positivity. To share your story, visit CableSchools.com.
When you're traveling with your most precious cargo, even the shortest day-to-day trips should be the safest. That's why Michelin designs tires like the new Cross Climate 2 that keeps you safer for longer than leading competitors. Because your family's safety tomorrow depends on the tires you choose today. Discover more at MichelinMan.com.
Andrew Rogers and Woody Woodrum, glad to have you with us here. Second quarter beginning here on the hill. 7-0 Highlanders over the George Washington Patriots. Second down and 7 to go. Ball at the Patriots' 10-yard line. Fenwick out of the shotgun takes the snap, and he bobbled it, but there was a flag. I think the whistles threw him off guard, too, as he kind of bobbled the snap.
Yeah.
And blow this second down play dead.
Don't know. It looked like the center had a lot of gas on that one, Isaiah Ayers.
It was a false start on George Washington, so 5 yards backs into
and that
the
was
5.
on the center.
Don't really see that too often.
No.
Second time I've said that tonight. So it makes it second down and 12 to start this second quarter. First down to gain out to the the 17-yard line. Fenwick out of his own end zone. High snap. He rolls out to his right. He's under pressure. Eludes one defender. He's going to work all the way back to the far side and is going to be undercut down inside the 5. Good open field play by Zaza Jackson, but boy, a dangerous play by Fenwick. Rolled all the way to his right in the end zone, then eluded 2 defenders to get back out of the end zone and lose a few yards back to the 2 or the 3.
Yeah, they're going to mark him. Yeah, -2, and that's amazing. Could have been so much worse.
Well, Huntington had a safety against George Washington earlier this season to start the second half.
Yeah, Jordan Price picked that up.
Empty backfield, 3rd and 14 back at the 3-yard line. 3 wide to the near side, 2 to the far side with the ball on the far hash mark. Fenwick, the sophomore, takes the high snap. He lost the football, now holds on to it, eludes one defender, then is thrown down. Donovan Garrett for a safety. Second time of the year, Huntington gets a safety on the Patriots. It's 9-0.
Wow. And that's on the center. I mean, I don't know if Ayers is having a problem or what. He is just – he's snapping it very high and just no chance for the quarterback.
The Highlanders defense takes advantage of a false start. The drive, it was 2nd and 7 from the 10 to start this second quarter. False start, back to the 5. Fenwick, after a bad snap, finally was able to get the ball and roll out in his own end zone, get it out to the 3 for a loss of 2, and then that play loses 3 yards and all the way out of the back of the end zone, really, as Donovan Garrett threw Fenwick out for a safety. It's 9-0 with 11:08 left in the second quarter.
Free kick coming up here is always tough, too, on the offenses.
Not much rhythm, and the offense has not really thrown the ball other than the Keegan sack reception I can remember over the middle. The offense has not had much go its way on the ground or through the air against this Highlanders defense. But again, in the Week 4 matchup, Woody, it was that fourth quarter surge by Noah Belatiambi, the freshman who is not eligible for the rest of this season for George Washington, that helped spark the offense, and there's just no life right now for the Patriots up front offensively.
They're going to let number 67 kick it off the tee. Jordan Price is his name, not the Huntington player. It's a freshman for GW.
So Price will boot it away from the 20-yard line left to right. Jackson and Harrell back to receive it. Good kick that Jackson will field from his 34. Up past the 45. He's into George Washington territory. Makes a cut down inside the 35-30. Cuts back middle and will be tackled from behind by Sack. He was in there along with Townsend to bring down Zaza Jackson at the 20. Good run from Jackson.
Big time return all the way down to the 21-yard line of GW. GW has 1 first down and 3.
There was a flag. Saw the official back here around the 40-yard line.
Oh,
It's going to call a hold on the near sideline. Coach Billy Seals not too pleased with the call, but it will still be Huntington football and a first down and 10. Penalty marker was at the 45. So just as Zaza Jackson crossed into George Washington territory is when the Highlanders got burned for the flag. So it'll be first and 10 from the 46.
It's not terrible position, but of course you'd rather be down inside the 20.
So first and 10, Lonco's in the shotgun, 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near, as Lonco will pitch it far side. Curtis Jones makes the catch on the backward pass up past the initial line of scrimmage into George Washington territory. And another flag comes from the backside official here on the run from Jones into George Washington territory, again in the vicinity of maybe holding.
And Felder says that one is against GW. And the official warns him for pointing at the other team, which fortunately he didn't draw a flag for unsportsmanlike.
Still waiting for the official call. It's
Personal
a personal
foul.
foul. Yeah. George Washington's coaching staff kind of just with their hands in the air on the far side there. What? That's not a hold? Because usually, there's flags that are thrown right around.
So the ball was to the 48 of GW. So a pickup of 6.
And then 15 yards from there. It's going to move the football all the way to the 33. So that is going to go down as about a 21-yard play on paper for the Highlanders. And gets the football into George Washington territory, 33 at the 33-yard line, first and 10. 10:52 left in the second quarter, 9-0 Highlanders. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. The ball's on the far hash mark as the quarterback Lonco keeps it himself, running in between the tackles. Who's going to fight forward and get down to the 30-yard line, 3 yards.
Number 5 coming up to make the tackle is GW's Jake Kolaski.
It'll be second down and 7 from the 30. So I think Lonco only needs 11 yards now to become an 1,000-yard rusher this season. Came into the matchup 968.
I was not sure how the intentional grounding, whether that's on him or just penalty yardage lost. We may have to ask during the break on that.
Second and 7, Lonco out of the shotgun will keep it himself. Running right is going to be tripped up and no gain on the play. Good play made. Kolaski again off the edge. Made the stop, third down.
Really nice job. If he steps through Kolaski, he's got a good run coming, but he made a shoestring tackle for no gain.
It'll be third down, and let's see, both teams are running to the sideline. Huntington wants a timeout. 9:43 left in the second quarter. We'll take a break. Highlanders facing a 3rd and 7 next on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if indeed ordering the exact vehicle my clients want, exactly the way that they want it, is a crime, then they are in fact guilty.
Order! Order in the dealership, I say! Order! Order the vehicle you want the way you want it, faster at Dutch Miller Kia.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else, but then he tried Wendy's breakfast.
What's this, Wendy's? Hey! Are those fresh eggs for me?
He's become a really big fan of Wendy's breakfast.
It's always bacon season over here. Tyler, please sign this for me. You the man, Tyler? Keep killing those breakfast sandwiches. I appreciate you.
I will. Don't.
OBP Health location near you. Visit us at obphealth.com.
If it wasn't for this place, I wouldn't be here right now, honestly.
This is Huntington Highlanders football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Out of the timeout, Lonco is sacked on 3rd and 7 off the far edge. It was Laith Ganem able to get after Lonco, who was in the pocket looking downfield. No one was open, and the Patriots get to him again. All the way back to the 44-yard line. So it'll be 4th and 16, a loss of 9 yards, and Scout Arthur will punt.
Yes, the yardage on the intentional grounding does go against the quarterback. So right now, 7 carries for -4 yards for Laco.
So needed 32 coming in. Now he needs 36 to be the 1,000-yard rusher as Arthur sends a punt, high punt, far side that bounces at the 12. Still rolling inside the 10-yard line and will come to rest at around the 9. So Arthur on back-to-back punts, pins George Washington down inside the 10. And if it's like the first time, it's a good flip of the field for the Highlanders. They turned it into a safety. And we'll try to do so again as George Washington gets it 1st and 10 from the 9.
You've got to feel like, though, right now that the Patriots feel like they've got to be dodging a bullet to turn it over twice, and Huntington's still only up 9-0.
Two wide, split out to the near side, one to the far side. With the ball on the far hash mark, 1st and 10 for Fenwick and the Patriots. He'll throw out of the flat, pass caught, sack, bobbled it initially, now holds on and makes the catches. Ty and Smith wrap him up, Bradshaw was there for Huntington. Made the stop at the 15, gain of 9, or 6. Simple play out of the backfield to Sack, who was to the left of Fenwick, lined up as an H-back. 2nd down and 4. Man goes in motion behind Fenwick, who takes the snap, play action pass. It's a screen play. Pass caught up past the 10, eluding one defender, and still on his feet is the running back Matthews. That was Sack again, who was knocked out of bounds near the 1st down marker.
James Scott over there to make the stop. And Scout Arthur in on that play.
It'll be a 1st down. Needed the 19, and they will spot the football just beyond the 20 to the 21. Gain of 6 yards, 1st and 10 from the 21.
Just the 2nd 1st down for GW in the game. And there, Brody Sipple moves from his defensive tackle position and gives them an easy 5.
I think Garrett on the far right side of the defensive line as well maybe got a start, saw Sipple move and jumped himself. 8 minutes and a second left in the 2nd quarter. 9-0 Highlanders. A touchdown run from Laco late in the 1st quarter and a safety on a play made by Donovan Garrett is why Huntington has 9 points at this point in the football game. 1st down and 5 now from the 26-yard line. Fenwick and the quarterback's got one back to each side as he'll throw, looking far sideline, pass up for grabs, and it'll be incomplete. He wanted Taryn Fitzpatrick on the far sideline. Zaza Jackson was in coverage. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Really good job that time in coverage by Zaza. He's very tight on the receiver.
Yep, and didn't make any contact before or after the ball was in play to Fitzpatrick. So no pass interference penalty. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 26. Fenwick with the same formation, 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side, 1 back to each side of him as Fenwick takes the snap, hands it off. Running left is the tailback, Pinkerington, and he'll be brought down in the backfield for a loss of 3.
Scout Arthur and Brody Sipple in to make the stop, and it kind of looked like that was a mishandled handoff. The receiver or the running back was right on top of Fenwick, the quarterback, and he had to kind of push it in backwards, and Sipple and Scout Arthur got there almost as soon as he got the ball. Loss is back to the, well, it's still at about the 24-yard line, so loss of 2.
3rd and 7, 7:15 and counting. 1st down to gains the 31 as Fenwick takes the snap in the pocket, looking far sideline. Pass is caught. 1st down and more. It's caught by Fitzpatrick over the middle. 1st down to the 37.
About 13 yards, tackled by Zaza Jackson, but another 1st down in this drive.
Fitzpatrick is Fenwick's go-to guy. 32 catches to lead the team, 593 yards to lead the team. As George Washington goes quickly, 1st and 10 from the 37. Handoff goes to the running back, Matthews, and he'll be dropped. And he is shaken up on the field, or just slow to get up. He'll finally get up. It was Kyle Matthews on the run that time. Clay also
Tyree Smith making the tackle. Gain of about 2.
Yep. Just to the 39. Second down and 8. 6:30 and counting left in the second quarter. George Washington drive that began all the way back at the 9-yard line. Moved the football 30 yards out to the 39. Still in its own territory as Fenwick will throw. Drops back, looking for a sideline. Pass is high, but caught by Taryn Fitzpatrick again. And his forward progress after being knocked back will get him to the 44. It'll be a 5-yard pickup, 3rd and short.
Again, Zaza Jackson in there, also David Bradshaw.
Under 6 minutes left. Patriots facing a 3rd and 3. First down to gain is the 47-yard line with George Washington trailing by 9. Too wide to the far side as Fenwick will throw it that way. Pass is through the hands of the wide receiver Fitzpatrick and incomplete. 4th down. A little quick throw from Fenwick, but the ball went through the hands of Fitzpatrick and it's 4th down.
4th and 3. Still not good enough possession to take a chance and turn it back over to Huntington, so they will punt. Coming out number 4 is Cam Reed to punt.
Yep. Wainick goes back to his own 23-yard line.
3 punts last week for a 39-yard average. 1 punt today for 35 yards.
Almost got to it, did the Highlanders. Garrett was back there as the punt bounces at the 27. Wainick fields it at the 18, and it'll be thrown to the turf. Good special teams coverage by the Patriots to drop Wainick back inside his 20-yard line. That 3rd down incomplete pass, though, Woody, could go a long way if Huntington scores here before the half because they will get the second half kickoff. But it seemed like that time George Washington offensively was moving the football but stalled out because of the incomplete pass and have to punt.
38-yard punt, no return. Wainick fielding it, though, made a lot of sense. It saved them maybe losing 10 more yards on the roll.
It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 19. 5:34 left in the half. 2 wide to each side. Harrell goes in motion, and he'll take the pitch handoff from Locko, breaking it out to the right side. Still on his feet, cuts back middle, and it'll be thrown down up past the 20 on a run. Went all the way to the far side, a play that started from the near hash mark.
Harrell taken down by number 52, Amari Brown. Came into the game with 59 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 4.5 quarterback sacks.
It's a gain of 4 yards. 2nd down and 6, ball at the 23. Under 5 minutes left in this first half. 9-0 Highlanders in a quarterfinal matchup with the George Washington Patriots. 1 versus 9. 2 wide, split out to each side. Ball's on the far hash mark. As the quarterback, Locko, has Teodrick Graves to his left. And Locko will throw out of the pocket. Locko looking deep over the middle. The ball is up for grabs and incomplete. It was Felder, the intended receiver. The defensive back, Hayden Hatfield, also had a chance at the football, but it comes incomplete. 3rd down.
I believe, though, Felder dropped that one. I mean, Hatfield was running, but he had about a half step, and the ball hit him in the hands. I'm not sure that Felder wouldn't tell you he should have caught that one.
It'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 6 from the 23. Clock stops with 4 minutes and 39 seconds left.
Neither of these teams have been able to get any rhythm going in their offense, really.
2 wide, split out to the far side. The ball is on the far hash mark as Locko out of the shotgun takes the 3rd down snap, hands it off to Zaza Jackson running near sideline, and Jackson's going to get it to the 25, only a couple of yards on 3rd and 6. It's going to be 4th down and 4.
Even though 78 came over, Anthony Castro made the stop. Play was made by number 3, Dews, who came up quickly, forced Zaza Jackson to cut it back inside, and there wasn't anything open there.
So Arthur back out to punt. 4:10 and counting left in the second quarter. Back is 2 players, Fitzpatrick and Sack, for George Washington to field Arthur's punt. It'll be Fitzpatrick who lets it bounce in front of him at the 40. It takes a Highlander roll away from Fitzpatrick and will roll all the way down inside the 30. It's still rolling, getting a little bit of a push from the Huntington special teams players, but is finally downed inside the 30-yard line. So a good boot again from Arthur.
Yes, he's punted really well here in this first half.
He flips the field, and George Washington will take over. They'll spot the football at the 28.
It's a 47-yard punt. He's had 3 punts, all of them over 40 yards.
And it's the definition of flipping the field, 2 of which have been inside the 10-yard line. So George Washington takes over with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the half, trailing by 9. 3 wide, split out to the far side as Fenwick, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off on a run up the middle, and getting stuffed up front was Sack. 3 yellow jerseys in there to stack them up for probably no gain.
Yeah, I think Garrett had the stop initially, and then just in case, 10 and 11, Smith and Bradshaw, they showed up like a bad penny. They're always turning up. No gain on that play.
Yep, it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 28, 3:20 and counting. Same formation as Fenwick will throw this time. Huntington bringing blitz. Fenwick sends it near side. Pass caught. Tyshawn Dews up the near sideline. Knocked out by Ty Jr., but not before Tyshawn Dews has a first down all the way up past the 45. And the official marks him out at the 46.
Khalif Ty fell down that time on the route and scrambled to get the tackle, but that's how come he was beaten so badly. A pickup of 17 yards.
1st and 10 for the Patriots. Fenwick will throw again in the pocket, facing pressure. It's a screen pass. It's caught by Sack up the near sideline. Keegan Sack down inside the 40, 35, 30, and is undercut by Scout Arthur. Another big play for the Patriots from the 46 all the way into Highlander territory down to the 27-yard line. It'll be a 24-yard catch and run.
We saw the first downs work really well, or the screen pass last week.
Yep.
Huntington still struggling a bit. I'm sure GW saw that on the film. They're all the way to the 27 now.
You're exactly right, 2:45 and counting. Fenwick will throw again, looking over the middle. Now he wants the deep ball, and he overthrew Cam Reed.
Reed ran into Felder.
Yep, he was covered by Felder. Arthur was back there as well, but ball was well overthrown. It'll be 2nd down. Clock stops with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left. And the Patriots driving. This is the farthest George Washington has gone, and the first time I think they've been in Huntington territory offensively. In this football game last week against Greenbrier East, had several drives halted. They got into Greenbrier East territory and near the red zone, but could not punch it in. Only were able to manage 21 points last week. And before 2nd down and 10 from the 27, Coach Edwards wants to burn a timeout. So first timeout from George Washington. Each team has 2 left with 2:39 left in the first half. 9-0 Huntington. Winner gets the winner of the 4-5 matchup. 4-seeded Universities at home against the number 5 seed Cabell Midland. We'll get you a score update. Well, we'll just do it now, I guess. 14-0 Cabell Midland in that matchup. No points for University. 21-0 in the other AAA game going on this evening. 21-0 Martinsburg over Spring Valley. So revenge game there.
That's for sure.
Bulldogs are getting it done.
Number 10, Roane County in AA is leading number 2, Independence, 8-0. And Bluefield is leading at North Marion, 14-0. Fairmont Senior leading Robert C. Byrd, 13-0. They're all in the second quarter. Only game in single A, it's number 6 Williamstown with a lead on number 3 East Hardy, 17-6.
So how about that? Everybody in AA that's winning is an underdog. 10-seeded Roane County is winning, 14-seeded Bluefield's winning, and 16-seed Fairmont Senior all.
Well, Huntington had to feel good about last week because they were the only
one seed to move on.
Only one seed to move on, so yeah.
Yep, the 1 seed in AA was Herbert Hoover. They lost, and I think the 1 seed was not Doddridge. It was.
Yeah, I can't.
Morphin. No, not Morphin. No, it'll come to me eventually. 2nd down and 10, 28-yard line is where George Washington has it. 2nd and 10, Fenwick to throw in the pocket, looking far sideline. The ball is incomplete, broken up by Zaza Jackson. He did Fenwick, Tyshawn Dews down inside the 5, but Zaza Jackson crashed in and broke up the pass. It's 3rd down.
Good coverage by Felder, but I believe he'd have caught it if Zaza hadn't arrived right on time to knock the pass away.
It'll be 3rd down and 10, 2:31 left. Good play on the football by Jackson, and there's a Patriot player shaken up at the 25. I think it's Dews.
I believe it is. Well, I could believe it. It was a hard hit over there, that's for sure. knocked the ball loose and sent him spinning away.
The 1 seed in Class Single A was Cameron. Lost to 16 seed Gilmer 19-14. So it was Hoover in Double A at 1 and Cameron 1 in Single A. Both went down.
Both 16s come through. That just never happens. And then it happened twice. I know all the news, sports reports were, well, Huntington remembered to win, but they were the only one, number 1. That would be a loss for them. Dews is a player they really count on to play both ways for them. He plays the cornerback position, and he also plays receiver. And as you said, 29 for 426 yards, almost 15 yards a catch. Long is 50, and he had 5 TDs coming in.
Yep, just a freshman, too. He's got a bright future.
Yes.
Out there, he'll be helped off the field. 3rd and 10 for Fenwick and the Patriots. Out of the pocket, he'll step up now and throw. Pass caught. Keegan Sack down inside the 20, and he's hit around the 15-yard line. Another first down for George Washington on 3rd down.
Well, they keep hitting the running back underneath. That time, you would have probably seen Locke run that ball, but he gave it to Sack and let him do what he could, and he picks up 14 yards.
Yep, nobody accounted for the tailback, Keegan Sack, who makes the catch and takes the football to the 14-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:20, and counting left in the first half. Patriots in the red zone as Fenwick takes the snap, hands it to Sack, running left. Sack has room down inside the 5, fighting for the end zone, and the official will spot the football just inside the 1.
13 yards on that gain.
This has been the Keegan Sack drive. Took a slip screen into Huntington territory for about 24 yards, a 15-yard catch and run. Now a 13-yard run to make it 1st and goal at the 1. Ball's on the far hash mark. 2 minutes exactly left in the first half. Fenwick under center is going to try to push it in himself on a quarterback sneak. No signal yet, and he's not in. He's stuck at the 1-yard line.
Good job of getting down, getting low there by James Scott. Comes off the bottom of the pile.
No push from the line of scrimmage there. Legal motion or legal shift on George Washington, so that play won't even count.
Yeah.
Didn't even see the flag on the
field.
field.
I didn't either.
And still don't. So a legal shift is going to move the football back from the 1 to the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 6.
Well, not terrible positions, but a penalty you really don't want to take. It means two players were in motion at the same time. 3 penalties minus 15 yards for GW. They're going to send in a line change.
Yep, they're going to send some guys in out wide. Fenwick is the only guy in the backfield. 2 H-backs line up on the left side. Now man comes in motion. It's Matthews. Play action pass. Fenwick looking far side, pass caught, but immediately met is Matthews, or excuse me, Sack, who was on the far sideline. He was met for a loss.
Zaza Jackson in there quickly. And Curtis Jones that time backed off. He jumped up in the air, made him throw over him. He had to feather the ball a little high. That gave Jackson time to close, and the loss is all the way back to the 8-yard line, so -2 on that one.
And it'll be 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. A little misdirection, fake the handoff to Matthews, throw back to the other running back, Sack. And it did not fool the Huntington defense. 2nd and goal, approaching 60 seconds left in the first half. Sack goes in motion to the far side as the quarterback Fenwick takes the snap, looking far side into the end zone. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Taryn Fitzpatrick went up to get it, and he caught the pass from Abe Fenwick, and George Washington scores for the first time tonight. It's 9-6 with 51 seconds left in the half.
Well, that was a great catch because Zaza Jackson was all over him over there, and he had to not only catch the ball but get his foot down, inbounds. He does all of that. Great play by Fitzpatrick to make it a close game now at 9-6.
George Washington's Jordan Price is on for the extra point. Low snap, the hold gets down, and the extra point from Price is good. So the Patriots are on the board. Abe Fenwick throws his 21st touchdown pass. The 8th caught by Taryn Fitzpatrick. He had the size advantage at 6'3" over the 5'10" Zaza Jackson. Went up and got it, and it makes the score 9-7. That is a big drive in this football game. with Huntington set to receive the second half kickoff. It is a 2-point game.
Yeah, that's a huge play, and they end up taking the ball down the field, starting at their own 29, so a 71-yard drive. 11 drives to go 71 yards.
Fenwick to Fitzpatrick, the senior wide receiver, makes the play. Late in this first half, 9-7. Huntington still out in front as Price gets set to boot it away from the 40-yard line left to right. Back for the Highlanders. Just one man. It's Zaza Jackson. He's down inside his own 20. Now we'll step up to the 21-yard line. Still moving forward. He'll walk to the 22. As Price approaches the football, it's a squib kick that'll be fielded down inside the 40, and jumping on the football was Noah Wainick at the 38-yard line. So Huntington's going to have good field position and 51 seconds to work with and 2 timeouts left if they want to maybe get in field goal range for Johnny Yai. The sophomore kicker has had a fabulous season, as long as 45. Would need to get to about the 27, 25-yard line range, so that's about 35 to 37 yards. The Huntington Highlanders offense would need to move the football here before they have to get in field goal range. 2 wide to each side for Laco, the quarterback who takes the snap out of the shotgun. Will throw it in the flat pass. Caught to Edric Graves, was hit immediately and lost a yard back to the 37.
Tackle made by number 21, Peyton Coulter.
Second down and 11 back to the 37. Huntington hustles back to the line. 30 seconds and counting. Laco out of the shotgun, same formation. Claps his hands, takes the snap in the pocket, looking, and now throws it near side. Pass caught. Noah Wainick tiptoes his feet inbounds. He's got a first down into George Washington territory to the 49. First down.
Really good pitch and catch that time. They pick up 14 yards.
I think that's the first time Laco and Wainick have connected on a pass this evening. 37th grab of the year for the senior wide receiver. It'll be first down and 10 from the George Washington 49. Clock stops at 23 seconds. Huntington still has 2 timeouts. 2 wide split out to each side. Felder and Wainick to the far side. As Laco takes the snap and he'll throw. Looking, steps up, under pressure, rolls out to his left. Still with the football, now throws it out of bounds, incomplete.
Well done that time. He was pinned. He was going to be driven out of bounds or tackled. Number 13, Clay Matthews, putting the pressure.
It'll be second down and 10. 8 seconds come off the clock. It'll be 15 left on it here in this first half. 9-7 Highlanders. Huntington scored the first 9. George Washington scored the last 7, the touchdown pass from Fenwick to Fitzpatrick. And now Huntington with the football. 3 wide, go to the far side, balls on the near hash mark. Second down and 10 from the George Washington 49. Laco takes the snap out of the shotgun, steps back, dropping back still. Now looking over the middle, pass is caught. Noah Wainick down inside the 45 and fights forward to the 44. Timeout Huntington. And it'll be third down. Clock stops with 7.6 seconds left, so another 8 seconds come off the clock on that play. It'll be 3rd and 5 to go.
Good job of the secondary by GW, not really letting anybody get deep and still getting a lot of pressure up front from their front 4.
So Huntington will have 1 timeout left. George Washington has 2. With 7 seconds left, so Huntington at the most can probably get 2 more plays in this first half, but then again 7 seconds may only be 1 play, so we'll see what Coach Crawford, C.J. Crawford, wants to draw up here for his offense with maybe 1 final play looming here in this first half, or maybe tries to get a quick play to the outside, just a quick pass, get some more yards to set up a Hail Mary opportunity. Still need about 15 yards or so to get in Johnny Yai's range. Graves is the running back. He's to the right of Laco, who's in the shotgun. 3rd and 5. Trips to the near side, and Arthur's the lone receiver to the far side. Graves comes in motion to the near side. Laco will throw. 5 seconds. He rolls out to the right. Pass is caught. Harrell, far sideline, and he's shoved out with .6 left in the first half, down inside the 30 to the 29. So this will set up an interesting decision here. Does Coach Billy Seals want to send Johnny Ai on? And let's see. Yep, Johnny Ai is going to run onto the field. Good play there from Blanco to Harrell, able to roll out to his right, get a first down, and get Huntington in field goal range to set up attempt.
So you say, why does he tackle him at that point? Matthews doesn't. Harrell scores,
Yep,
so
he
had to make that stop.
This is going to be a 46-yard boot with Arthur the holder lined up at the 36, and Coach Steve Edwards Jr. is going to ice Johnny Ai if he's not already cold enough out there. Kickoff temperature was 31. I don't want to look at my Weather Channel app to see what it is now, because it's probably about 27, 28 degrees. So timeout, George Washington. Each team's got one left with .6 left in the first half, 9-7 Highlanders.
Yeah, as long this season is a 45-yard kick. That was a while back, but he hit a 30 and a 32 last weekend. And the last 2 weeks that I've been up here, he has been kicking on the windiest days of all time. He's got to be thrilled. There's no wind at all right now.
Yep.
The turf is playing fairly good. We haven't seen many slips. So he's got as good a shot at making a long one as he's going to have.
Well, he runs back out there. Coach Edwards does have another timeout to use if he wishes to do so. Arthur again will line up at the 36, so a 46-yard field goal attempt for the sophomore kicker, Johnny Ai. From the far hash mark, Coach Steve Edwards says, not so fast, young fellow. We'll make you wait as he'll burn his final timeout.
Well, some coaches, they talk to the kicker. Some coaches ignore the kicker. I always like Skip Holtz, who's down at La Tech now, used to be at East Carolina. When the kicker would come over, he'd tell him a joke. And it could be a dumb joke, funny joke, whatever. He would tell him a joke every time he came over, and that kid was so relaxed. He never was tensed up by the pressure or anything. He goes, Coach tells me a joke, and I go out ready to kick.
Well, you can't take the timeouts to the locker room. They don't carry
That's
over.
Right.
So you get 3 to start each half. Why not use all 3? Coach Edwards and the Patriots out of timeouts with .6. Johnny Ai is going to line up 46-yarder for the third time. Arthur the holder. A 46-yard try from Johnny Ai. Hold is down. The kick is on the way, and it is good. Johnny Ai has got a new career high, 46-yarder as the first half clock expires, 12-7 Huntington.
Wow, that's really well done. You can't run the 2-minute offense much better than that, and Huntington gets a little breathing room at 12-7.
And a little bit of momentum as well. We'll recap the first half next. Huntington 12, George Washington 7 at the half here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Each of us carries an anchor. It can hold us back. But when we toss it forward into the future, something amazing happens. Our unique dreams built off hard work take shape. At Mount West, struggle does not mean defeat, and tough times will not divide us. So what are you waiting for? Enroll today. Go far, close to home. Mount West Community and Technical College.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now, we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar Convenience Stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
the need to try to be like somebody else or try to like one up somebody else. You know, in my generation, it was keeping up with the Joneses, and I think that can be distracting. But I think that students, kind of like you were talking about earlier, I think that creating your story, that every person's unique. So like if you can tune out those other things, like there's room for you to be you and for you to do your thing, and it all fits together like a puzzle.
A new day begins, and what happens today must be covered, reported, and passed on to everyone in the region we serve. We are journalists, staff writers, editors, storytellers. Who are we? We are HD Media, trustworthy and always here for the times we live in.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Back here at Huntington High School at the half, 12 for the number 1 seeded Huntington Highlanders and 7 points for the number 9 seed George Washington at the half. Andrew Rogers, Woody Woodrum, glad to have you back with us here at the half with a score 12-7. Huntington scored first late in the first quarter. The junior quarterback Gavin Locko kept it himself, a 1-yard touchdown run, capped off a 4-play, 23-yard drive that was set up because of the Curtis Jones batted to himself interception of the quarterback Fenwick. Set up Huntington with a short field. The Highlanders cashed it in, made it 7-0. Early second quarter, a good punt from Scout Arthur, a penalty. Backs up George Washington inside its own 5-yard line. Donovan Garrett off the edge gets to the quarterback Fenwick for a safety, 9-0 Huntington. Then late in the second quarter, just under a minute and 30 seconds left in the half, quarterback Abe Fenwick found Terry Fitzpatrick for a touchdown. The extra point from Price was good to make it 9-7, capped off an 11-play, 71-yard drive that took up 4 minutes and 41 seconds. That would not be the final score of the half, as Huntington would quickly get it into field goal range as Wienick caught a pass, and then Harrell makes a reception down to the 29-yard line to set up Johnny Yaya for a 46-yard field goal, which is now a career long. He broke his original career high, which was 45 yards. He blew himself a 46-yarder as the first half clock expired. To cap off a 6-play, 43-yard drive. Took 52 seconds off the clock to give Huntington the 12-7 lead. So 4 scores in total, 3 by the Highlanders and 1 from George Washington. What do you got some numbers there from the first half?
Still pouring over those a little bit, but one thing is for sure, neither team has been able to rush, although there's been kind of extenuating circumstances. Abe Fenwick took back-to-back balls that were almost snapped over his head, and eventually it turned into a safety, but he did a pretty good job of it not becoming a touchdown for Huntington, and that gave Huntington a 9-0 lead in the game, but neither team has been able to run it. Huntington, because intentional grounding as well as back-to-back sacks goes against Gavin Locko. So right now he's at 9 carries for minus 22 yards in the game. That shows Huntington then 14 carries, just 6 yards. Locko really got hot in the second half and hit 3 of 5 passes, and he finishes up with 6 of 8 for 49 yards, so 22 plays, 55 yards for Huntington. They've had 6 first downs in the first half and 7 for GW. If there's one area, though, that Huntington has excelled in the first half, it was punting. Scott Arthur's done a tremendous job. 3 punts for an average of 46 yards per kick. One of them grounded inside the 10. Another one kind of flipped the field, and although GW went and scored, they had to drive it from the 29 because of the good punt. So Huntington has done a pretty good job with special teams, punting-wise, field goal-wise, and covering on kickoff. They've also got a fumble recovery by Cam Deasy on the kickoff and an interception by Curtis Jones. The ball he tipped into the air and then caught himself. GW 11 rushes for just 34 yards here in the first half, but they've made most of their hay by throwing the ball downfield, and they've done a very nice job with that. They haven't had a big hit yet, and just one interception in 12 passes, which is certainly not terrible. But all told, they've managed to put up 74 yards in passing in the first half. That's coming on 7 completions on 5 passes, on 12 passes thrown. So they end up with 108 yards. Huntington only 55 yards. Huntington really didn't cash in on opportunities, though, when they got the fumble and the interception. You want to take those down and score on those. That's the GW avoided that, but still find themselves down after a very hard-fought first half, and our score being 12-7.
You would think with how it went, Woody, in that first quarter, and even in the second quarter with the safety and the special teams play with Arthur being able to flip the field for Huntington, that it felt like Huntington was up a couple of scores, 31 or 3 scores, 21-24, but Washington hanging around here playing really good defense, as you said, limiting what Huntington's been able to do, cashing in. Only that one turnover that cashed in for a touchdown on that short field that Mondo was able to take for a touchdown. Besides that, Washington's defense is there down here and has limited what is a very explosive offense.
Yes, absolutely. I think both teams defensively have a really good plan coming in. They know what both teams did in the first half. I don't know. Huntington's going to have to do something to account for sack on that, because, there's nobody on the team. One catch for Dew.
Create your stories like to leave a legend where the kids will be talking about me like 50 years after I'm gone, and then they will start writing their own stories. Maybe my kids will want to read about what I was dealing with, what I was going through, how I encouraged myself, how my teachers encouraged me. So if I leave something for them, then it's just going to keep going, and it'll be a story that never ends. So it's the never-ending story.
The Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week, presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute and Cabell County Schools, is brought to you in part by Jason W. Elkins at Elkins State Farm Agency. Jason can help you find the coverage that works for you. Jason W. Elkins, State Farm Agent, 4346 5th Street Road in Huntington. Dawson Thompson Oil Company, 1746 Virginia Avenue in Huntington, celebrating 60 years of serving the tri-state. For your petroleum needs, think Dawson Thompson Oil. Kids Sale. Tri-State parents and grandparents, Alex and the Kids Sale staff are getting ready for the next Kids Sale. Visit KIDSSALE.net for upcoming sale dates, locations, or to be a consigner. And by KINDRED Communications, radio, digital, events, print, KINDREDCom.net.
When you're traveling with your most precious cargo, even the shortest day-to-day trips should be the safest. That's why Michelin designs tires like the new Cross Climate 2 that keeps you safer for longer than leading competitors. Because your family's safety tomorrow depends on the tires you choose today. Discover more at MichelinMan.com.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else, but then he tried Wendy's breakfast.
Let's switch movies. Are those fresh eggs for me?
He's become a really big fan of Wendy's breakfast.
It's always bacon season over here. Tyler, please sign this for me. You the man, Tyler? Keep killing those breakfast sandwiches. I appreciate you.
I will. Don't sell that online.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Select breakfast croissants, now $1.99.
At Dutch Miller Hyundai, friends and family pricing means you get the best deal right up front. Like right now, get a brand new Sonata starting at just $199 a month. Don't forget, every brand new Hyundai comes with Dutch Miller's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty.
Only at Dutch Miller Hyundai.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Each of us carries an anchor. It can hold us back. But when we toss it forward into the future, something amazing happens. Our unique dreams built off hard work take shape. At Mount West, struggle does not mean defeat, and tough times will not divide us. So what are you waiting for? Enroll today. Go far, close to home. Mount West Community and Technical College.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now, we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
What started as the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar Convenience Stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
The need to try to be like somebody else or try to like one-up somebody else. You know, in my generation, it was keeping up with the Joneses. And I think that can be distracting. But I think that students, kind of like you were talking about earlier, I think that creating your story, that every person's unique. So like if you can tune out those other things, like there's room for you to be you and for you to do your thing, and it all fits together like a puzzle.
A new day begins, and what happens today must be covered, reported, and passed on to everyone in the region we serve. We are journalists, staff writers, editors, storytellers. Who are we? We are HD Media, trustworthy and always here for the times we live in.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
At the half, but he lost 26 on the intentional grounding back-to-back sacks was 18 more. So even though he ran the ball pretty well early on.
Have just about finished up their warm-up here prior to the start of the third quarter. Andrew Rogers, Woody Woodrum, glad to have you with us as the second half is close to getting started. 12-7 Huntington, and the Highlanders will get the football to start the second half. Woody, you and I were talking about it just before we came back on for the second half. These two teams played in the regular season. It was 30-0 Huntington after 3 quarters. It was 14-0 at the half. That was still a close game back in week 4, but you get into the postseason and a team is familiar with another team and you come in as an underdog, anything can happen, and that's where we have ourselves right now in a game where it could go either way.
There's no doubt to me, GW saw the Wheeling Park tape, went look at how successful they were on the screens, and GW's head coach, Stephen Edwards Jr., he's got to think he dodged a bullet because they gave up the ball twice pretty early in that quarter.
Yep.
And Huntington scored on the first recovery, but then did not score on the next. So, they picked up a safety on a couple bad snaps by the center for this team, Isaiah Ayers, and, that's out of character for him. He's not been a guy that's done that. But Fenwick has acquitted himself very well. He's done a nice job of moving the team. 13 for 7, 1 interception. He's done a very nice job for them in the moving the team, especially that last drive that got him on the board just before halftime. Of course, Huntington counterpunches with a 46-yard field goal from Johnny I. Now 8 of 10, and a 46, of course, is long.
Coach Steve Edwards, just as Wheeling Park's head coach Chris Doherty last week in our interviews prior to each week's matchup, both coaches emphasized limit the big play and hope to get some big plays for their offense. Well, Huntington has not had very many big plays despite that late drive to help get the Highlanders in field goal range. But I think back last week, Blanco had some big 50-yard runs, hasn't had anything like that. He's in a negative in that category, and George Washington's touchdown drive was a result of big plays on a screen pass and a couple of big runs. So that's another thing we'll keep in mind throughout this second half as George Washington boots it away right to left, and the second half is underway as Price sends it far side. Zaza Jackson's going to track it down and field it from the 3-yard line. He's got it now. He's at the 5, now the 10-yard line, up past the 15, 20, 25, 30, and he's tripped up. Zaza Jackson was nearly headed to the end zone as he's brought down just past the 30 to the 32. Good return. Then he had to go all the way back to the 3 to field, and he makes it all the way out to the 32. 1st and 10 Huntington.
That's a really good return, and Huntington did not hold or push anybody in the back, and we haven't seen many kicks so far in this game that have gone that way.
So 1st and 10 for the Highlanders, trying to build a little bit of momentum here off the late field goal in the second half from Johnny Yai from 46 yards out. Lonko's in the shotgun, 2 running backs to his right as Lonko takes the snap, keeps it himself running right. He's got a little bit of room, crosses the 35-40. Lonko up the near sideline into George Washington territory and is knocked out by Matthews. No flags on the field. That's a good sign because it means Huntington has a big first down run and they're into George Washington territory just like that. All the way to the 42. It'll be a 30-yard run for Lonko. So he mentioned the big run, and he gets one to start the half. First and 10, same formation with the ball in the near hash mark. The quarterback, Lonko, takes the high snap, hands it to Felder, who's going to run to the wide side, the far side of the field. Felder dragging a defender down inside the 40, slips past the tackler, and is brought down around the 38-yard line.
78, Casto, their outstanding defensive tackle, little slow coming up there. It looked like he rolled something as he reached for Felder. He actually tripped him up, and Matthews made the closing hit, but still gain of 4.
It'll be 2nd down and 6. 2 wide go to each side for Laco. Ball's now on the far hash mark. A minute or just 45 seconds into this second half. Laco takes a snap, running to his right. He gets to the outside and drags the defender out of bounds and takes a late hit, and there's going to come a flag as Hayden Hatfield, the defensive back, hit Laco as he was already out of bounds, and that's going to tack on 15, what was already going to be close to a first down.
Nice job by Tashawn Dews. Came over, gave Laco a hand up, patted him on the back of the head, said, hey, our guy made a mistake there.
It will be a personal foul, late hit out of bounds on Hayden Hatfield. Ill-advised play that'll move the football from what was going to be a run at the 32 or about the 33 all the way down inside the 20. And the official spots the football at the 17-yard line. So, yes, Laco was down at the 32. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down, but the 15-yard penalty moves it to the 17. First down and 10. The Highlanders back in the red zone. 2 wide to each side as we approach 1 minute into the second half. Laco to throw. He's under pressure, rolls out to his right, dumps it in the flat. Pass is caught Curtis Jones, and he is knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the dump-off pass from Laco to Jones. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Tackle by Giacomo. Stepped up.
(12-7) Highlanders to start this third quarter, a minute in.
I don't think he saw the open man, and that would have been, I think it was 16. Harrell had found a spot in the zone that he was completely uncovered.
2 wide to each side. Jones is the back to the right of Laco. Laco will throw far side to his wide receiver, Harrell, who ran an out route on the far side of the field. The ball falls incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 9. 10:56 left in the third, opening drive of the second half for Huntington. And they've moved it from what was a drive that started at the 32 all the way to the 17. 16.
They've got to get a little something going here, though, on these drives. They haven't been able to close out but one so far.
2 wide to each side. Ball's on the near hash mark for 3rd and 9. Laco takes the snap in the pocket, looking over the middle. Pass is low and incomplete.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one bounced before it got to Wayne.
They'll bring up 4th down, and Johnny Yaya is going to head on to the field and attempt another field goal.
Well, from the 16, it should be about a 33-yarder.
Sophomore is 6 of 8 in field goals this season. Drilled the 46-yarder before the half, and he lines up a 33-yard kick here with the holder Scout Arthur, who gets the snap down. Aya's kick is on the way, and he pulled it left. Johnny Yaya pulls it off to the left, and George Washington's defense gets an opening drive stand to start the second half, and will take over with 10:43 left in the third.
Well, he just mishit it that time. There really wasn't a rush or anything like that to throw him off, but again, GW gets away with a big drive, but no points for Huntington.
So George Washington gets it at the 20-yard line, its own 20-yard line, for its first drive of the second half. Fenwick's in at quarterback. He's got 1 wide receiver to the near side. The back is sacked to his left as man comes in motion, and now Matthews gets the handoff. He's up past the initial line of scrimmage, still on his feet, up past the 35-40, dragging a defender, and is finally brought down at the 45-yard line. Scout Arthur held on and brought down Matthews and probably saved a touchdown.
Yeah, we don't see Tyree Smith miss tackles very often. He did on that play, though. A big gainer of about 25 yards out to the 45-yard line.
It was Kyle Matthews who carried the football and had the big run. He was limping off the field after the big run, so he'll come out of the football game, and his brother Clay is into the backfield now next to Fenwick. Sack's also in the backfield to Fenwick's right, and that's where the handoff goes to Sack, who is going to be met by Jones, Garrett, Bradshaw, Smith, all there to stack them up after a yard run. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Jones has some help from his friends. make the stop there.
Better run defense that time from Huntington. Makes it 2nd down and 9 from the 46. With the ball right on the H of the Huntington logo here near midfield. Well over 2 minutes into the second half. First drive of the second half for George Washington as Fenwick sends 2 wide to each side, and he'll throw on 2nd and 9. Looking over the middle, pass is caught in the flat. And over the middle is Dews, who cuts up near midfield, and it'll be dropped right at midfield. After a pickup of 3 yards, it is 3rd down. About 4 yards, I should say. It'll be 3rd and 5. Bradshaw made the stop.
Now Huntington looking for a stop.
Wide receivers to the far side, Hatfield, Dews, and Giacomo. Fitzpatrick, the lone receiver to the near side, as sacks the running back to the right of Fenwick, who's in the shotgun for 3rd and 5 at midfield. Fenwick, the left-handed quarterback, is going to throw a slip screen. It's caught by Sack. He's got a 1st down inside the 45. Needed 5, and he's able to get it all the way near the 42-yard line, about an 8-yard pickup. First down.
Zaza Jackson undercut him for the tackle, but yeah, big pickup there. Their 2nd first down on this drive.
That screen pass to the running back has killed Huntington 2 weeks in a row. Park did it well last week. George Washington's followed up and done it well in this football game. Handoff goes to Sack in between the tackles. He's going to be stacked up just as he crossed the line of scrimmage. About a yard on the run to take the football to the 41. It'll be 2nd down and 9, 8:35 and counting left in the 3rd.
Jones Bradshaw in there for the stop.
Now see if Huntington's defense can bear down and get a stop and maybe force a field goal attempt or a 4th down decision for Coach Edwards' team. 3 wide split out to the far side, and the official on the far side stopped the game here as he blows his whistle on the far sideline prior to a 2nd down.
Looks like the head lineman coming over. I don't know. Oh, the play clock's not.
Yep, it's got dashes.
Yes. Trying to see if it was just on one end or not. Yeah, both ends.
So the officials will keep it on their count for now. Now the play clock will wind, so they have got it fixed now. Back to 25, 8:20 and counting. 2nd down and 8, a long 8 from the 41. Fenwick drops back to pass. Over the middle, pass is caught down inside the 35. And it was Hatfield to make the catch at the 34. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd and a long yard.
Tackle by Waynick.
It's a long 3rd down. Need the 33. Ball is, those are the footballs at the 34. 2 H-backs in the football game, 2 wide to each side as the quarterback, or 1 wide to each side as the quarterback Fenwick hands it off up the middle. And lowering the shoulders was Clay Matthews, and he has a 1st down. Kyle Matthews actually that time with the carry, and he moves the chains. Gain of 3 to the 31.
Big fullback ran into Jones, but had enough for the 1st down.
7:35 in counting, 12-7 Huntington. George Washington's driving 3 wide to the near side as Fenwick dropped the football, and it's loose. Who's got it? Fenwick is fighting with 2 yellow jerseys, and the officials are coming in to spot the ball. They're going to say Fenwick got it back, and he did. Garrett and Arthur were in there to put pressure on Fenwick, but the sophomore jumped back on the football. It's going to be a loss all the way back to the 37, 6-yard loss. Huntington's fans here on the near sideline not too pleased.
Yeah, I think that was the right call, though. The quarterback fell on it. They took it away from him, but I'm sorry, you don't get away with that very often. Sometimes, not all the time.
2nd down and 16, back to the 37. Fenwick to throw in the flat. It's dropped. He wanted Hatfield, who was running a little crossing pattern over the middle in the near side, near the line of scrimmage. The ball was underthrown by Fenwick. It'll be 3rd down and 16. Clock stops, 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 12-7 Huntington.
2 for 3 to start the second half for about 11 yards. They've gained a lot of their yardage on the pass. 8 yards on that screen, though, to Sack.
Hatfield, Giacomo, Fitzpatrick, near side wide receivers. Dews, the lone receiver to the far side. 3rd and 16. Fenwick out of the shotgun will throw. He drops back to pass. Looking for a sideline pass is caught on a slide. It's caught by Hatfield. Similar route. This time he comes up with the football, and he's well short of a first down. It'll be 4th down and about 13. He got 4.
I think they're going for it, though.
And kind of in no man's land. Too
Yeah.
far for a field goal and really too close to punt it anyway. Already flipped the field for a drive that started all the way back at George Washington's own 20-yard line. It's 4th down and 12 from the Huntington 33. Offense on the field approaching the 6-minute mark of the third. Fenwick to throw on 4th down. Dropping back, looking far sideline. He sails it out of bounds, incomplete.
Good coverage downfield by Khalif Ty, or Wiz, as I found out today, for a nickname. But nothing there that time. Good rush up front and a good stop by the Huntington defense.
Yep, double coverage over there. Good zoned-up defense for Huntington to able to get the stop and turn George Washington over on downs, and the Highlanders get it back with 6 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third quarter. It'll be 1st down and 10 from its own 33-yard line. One wide receiver to each side. Ball's on the near hash mark, or just one wide receiver to the far side as the quarterback Lonko out of the pistol takes the snap, hands it to Curtis Jones, running up the middle. He crosses the 35 and gets to the 37-yard line.
Wow, what a block downfield by number 45. I had to look up. Aiden Collins in there for blocking that time. He hit a player that was about 8 yards downfield and blasted him. I don't think they were expecting to be blocked. I think it was Koleski.
5-yard run to the 38 is where they'll spot it. 2nd down and 5. Lonko takes the high snap, keeps it himself running out to the right, pitches it to Felder, who's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss. Taryn Fitzpatrick comes down from his defensive back position to drop Felder for a big loss back to the 35-yard line. Those are the football just shy of the 35, so it's going to be a long 3rd and 9.
Yeah, loss of 3 there.
Lonko kept it, didn't really have much room to run up the middle, so he pitched it out wide to the near side to Felder, who lost even more yardage. 3rd and a long 9, 4:50 and counting left in the third. No one has scored yet. It's still 12-7 Huntington. Trips to the near side, ball's on the near hash mark as Lonko takes the snap. 3rd and 9, looking far side, pass is high, but caught. Noah Wainick made the grab, and his forward progress is going to have enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, they're going to mark him somewhere around the 44 to 45-yard line. Nice pitch and catch that time.
Yep, big-time throw from Lonko. He threw it from the near hash mark all the way to the far sideline, and Wainick needed the 43. He got the 44. That's a big, big momentum.
3 catches
builder
for Wainick in the game for 28 yards.
Those are the plays that kill a defense. You
Yes.
force a 3rd and long, and then the opponent comes through with a big play. In this case, Huntington comes through with the big pass. Lonko to Wainick. 1st and 10 from its own 44. Lonko takes the snap. Will pitch it near side. That's Zaza Jackson crossing midfield. Down inside the 40, 35, 30. Still on his feet and dragged down by his horse collar. No flag as the ball carries all the way down inside the 25. Big run from Jackson.
I can't believe they didn't see that. I mean, everybody on the Huntington sideline is hopping mad. Billy Seals out telling the side judge, how could you even miss that? That's your call. Clearly got a hold of his jersey and his shoulder pads and pulls him down.
Yep, that was the linebacker Kyle Matthews who had dragged down Jackson from his shoulder pad, and the whistles are going to blow prior to this 1st down play. It's an official timeout. That'll stop the clock with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left. Carry goes all the way to the 24. So
32 on that gain for Zaza.
Good run. He is an electric talent when he gets out on the outside. He's got good speed, good change of direction. 1st and 10. Lonko empty backfield will keep it himself. It's a drop play trying to get up the middle and nowhere to go as they'll be thrown down.
Bit of a late hit there by number 1 Giacomo, but 13 made the play Matthews.
Pardon me, it was 1st and 10 from the 19. So a yard loss back to the 20. Make it second down and 11. 3:40 and counting left in the third. Huntington in the red zone, trying to extend what is a 12-7 lead in a quarterfinal matchup with George Washington. These two teams met back in September. George Washington lost 30-14, much closer here in this quarterfinal matchup, 12-7 Huntington. Trips to the near side, one wide receivers to the far side as the quarterback Lanka will throw it to the near side. A screen pass caught in the flat by Harrell as he fights down inside the 20, gets it to the 16-yard line. So a 4-yard catch and run.
Wrapped up by
Harrell.
Giancomo and also by one of the linebackers. I'm sorry, I missed the number. I might have been 13, Clay Matthews. He's certainly in on a lot of passes.
It's going to bring up third and a long 7 yards. Nose of the football not quite touching the 17. So a long 7 here on third down for the Highlanders. 2:40 and counting. Same formation. Jones is the running back to the left of Laco. He'll move into the flat in motion as Laco takes the third down snap. Over the middle, pass is bobbled and incomplete, broken up by Dews in the secondary. And it's fourth down. Laco wanted Wainick, and it's incomplete. Fourth down.
Well, they're going to trot out the kicker once again.
Yep, try another field goal. This is the second time now in as many drives in this second half where George Washington's defense bends but does not break and forces Johnny Yai onto a 34-yard attempt. The last one he missed was 33. This one's from the same hash mark, just a yard deeper. Good snap. The hold is down. The kick is on the way. And Johnny Yai boots this one through. So Huntington goes up 8 points, 15-7 with 2:24 left in the third. We'll take a break. You're listening to Huntington High School football up 15-7 here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Hello, my name is Seth Seldron. I'm here in my home studio where I write, record, produce, mix, and master all my own music, as well as write, record, and edit all kinds of videos. Making my own music and making videos allows me a certain creative outlet that I wouldn't otherwise have. And one day I hope to sort of combine the two, maybe create my own music videos, direct them, edit them, as well as produce music for myself and other people.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
A little short kick here from Johnny Yai that the senior offensive lineman Seth Anderson grabbed at the 44. He was caught off guard, but the offensive lineman held on and fell down at the 44-yard line. Didn't kick it deep, did Yai? Almost caught the Patriots off guard, but George Washington recovers it, and we'll have it first and 10 at the 44, 2:18 left in the third. One wide split out to the near side. The quarterback Fenwick takes the snap, hands it off to Matthews. Kyle Matthews running right, crosses the line of scrimmage and gets about a yard to the 45.
David Bradshaw, James Scott in on the tackle. Not a lot there. Give him a yard.
Yep, second down and 9 on the 45-yard line. So Huntington 15-7 first points of the third quarter. The 3 off the right foot of Johnny Yai, 34-yard field goal. 3 wide split out to the far side, 1 to the near side as the quarterback Fenwick motions Matthews to the near side, and he'll throw with an empty backfield, stepping up in the pocket, and Fenwick is going to cross the line of scrimmage and scramble up the middle and get the football to the 48-yard line.
Tyree Smith brought the pressure, and Bradshaw Garrett make the stop on the quarterback.
It's going to be third down at the 48-yard line, and Curtis Jones is shaken up as he goes down on a knee. It's a gain of 3 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 6. Need to get the 46 of Huntington. Huntington's 46 does George Washington for a first down, as the officials will call a timeout here to allow Huntington's athletic training staff to attend to Curtis Jones, who is on his right knee at midfield.
Yeah. I would say maybe
when knocked out
caught a helmet in the, in the diaphragm or the stomach area and probably just had to catch his breath. There doesn't seem to be hurt as he comes off with 1:27 left here in the third.
George Washington facing a third down, an offense that got a late touchdown drive, Fenwick to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, the wide receiver, has been a little bit quiet in the second half and made some big plays to help get the Patriots in the end zone. See if maybe Fenwick looks his way on this third down play. Fitzpatrick's the lone receiver to the near sideline. Ball's on the far hash mark for 3rd and 6.
Markel Jones comes in for Curtis Jones at the end.
Fenwick to throw, third down. He's in the pocket, now steps
Pressure.
up and is going to be tripped up and
Markel
brought
Jones.
down. Right on cue.
Ain't nothing like naming them, having them make a play. Fenwick able to fall forward to the original line of scrimmage, so just a tackle for no gain, 4th and 6. That's 48, and I'd imagine, yes, Cam Reed's coming in for a punt. So far, he's punted twice for a 36.2-yard average.
Good job with those Huntington defensive ends. They got to Fenwick from the outside, forced him up in the pocket, then chased him down.
And Curtis Jones more of a bull rusher, Markel more of a speed rusher, and that high snap almost blocked by Garrett.
And George Washington will touch it down around the 25. The official, I think, saw it hit a George Washington player a little bit farther up the
about
field.
the 29, I think.
Their officials are discussing what they both saw or what they all saw. Football has yet to been marked, but Huntington will take over with 32 seconds left in the third quarter.
They are going to mark it at 29. That's just a 23-yard punt.
Not a great punt, but it does flip the field a little bit. Pins Huntington back here.
Make it 24.
3 wide to the near side. Ball's on the far hash mark as Lonko takes the snap. Quick pass. It's caught by Harrell. Harrell looking for room on the near side, and it's going to be dropped at the 30-yard line. Good defending by George Washington on the quick screen pass. It's just going to be a yard for Harrell on second down, or on first down. It'll be second down and 9.
Number 1, Hunter Giancomo makes the stop. Gain of 1.
8 seconds in winding. Huntington's going to approach the line, but now we'll work back toward the sideline. That is the final play of the third quarter. Huntington gets the only points of the third quarter. A Johnny Yaya field goal, and the Highlanders lead by a score. 8-point lead, 15-7, with 12 minutes to go in this football game. 3 quarters in the books. We'll have the fourth quarter next. With the Highlanders up 15-7 here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
As the Parmar Oil Company in 1967 has grown into 116 convenience stores in 4 states. Parmar convenience stores offer monthly product specials and grab-and-go items. Located just down the street from where you live, Parmar stores are all about being your above-par convenience store. If you don't have a Parmar store near you now, you will soon. Parmar Convenience Stores, neighbors serving your community and making life a little bit easier every day.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else, but then he tried Wendy's breakfast.
Wait. Are those fresh eggs for me?
He's become a really big fan of Wendy's breakfast.
It's always bacon season over here. Tyler, please sign this for me. You the man, Tyler? Keep killing those breakfast sandwiches. I appreciate you.
I will. Don't sell that online.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Select breakfast croissants, now $1.99.
Fourth quarter starts with Gavin Lonko running out to his left, and he's hit just shy of the 35 at the 34. Good play made. It's going to bring up third down after a 5-yard run, or a 4-yard run.
Thought he had a little more going there. Closing quickly, though, was Clay Matthews, who made the stop with one arm. Just got him across the shoulder pads, pulled Lonko down. He had a couple blockers in front of him on that play. He's got 12 carries now for 20 yards.
So 12 away from being an 1,000-yard rusher. Got close, but then the Intentional grounding yardage backed him up, but he's close now again to 1,000 yards on the ground himself. 3rd and 5 from the 34. Locko's in the pocket, under pressure, and he's going to be hit and eventually thrown down back inside the 30. It was Grant Plants off the right edge to get to Gavin Locko. Second time Plants has got to him. It's 4th down.
Gavin's got to have something going off in his head when you're back there 2, 3, 4 seconds. You've got to take a look around. He didn't do that. He loses 5 yards on the sack back to the 29, and they need another good punt.
So 4th down and 10. And Scout Arthur will boot it away 2 men back deep for George Washington as Arthur sends a good punt here that's going to bounce at the 35, and Fitzpatrick goes all the way back inside his 25 to field it, and a bunch of yellow jerseys are there. Can't wrap him up initially, but eventually Fitzpatrick's going to be brought down just beyond the 25.
Max Wentz gets help from David Bradshaw to bring him down. Wentz, the long snapper. I don't know why you wait and pick it up at the 23.
He'll spot the football at the 26-yard line. Short return, and George Washington gets it 1st down and 10 with 10 minutes and 25 seconds left in the 4th quarter. George Washington's defense continues to keep this team in the football game, just down a possession. Cabell Midland's up 40-7 over University in the 4th quarter, so it looks like the winner of this matchup is going to get Cabell Midland next week in the semis. 3 wide to the near side as the quarterback Fenwick will throw, looking far side. He's got a man open, but coming back to the football and making a play, but not in time as Dews makes the catch down inside the 25-20, and he scores.
Wow.
Jackson had a play on the football. Dews out-jumped him, made the catch, and took it to the house.
74-yarder. GW is right back in this game at 15-14 now, depending what they do. Go for 2, I would imagine.
Just a simple go route up the far sideline. Tyshawn Dews makes the play. Not too many times we'll say Zaza Jackson got beat, but that is just a better football play by Tyshawn Dews. He went up and got that one. And it's a 2-point football game, and the Patriots offense remains on the field to try to tie the football game. One play, 74 yards. Fenwick with his 22nd touchdown pass. And timeout has been called by George Washington. First timeout called by either team here in the second half.
Yep, 13 seconds to go down there and get the score.
Dews was shaken up earlier in the football game, but continues to add on to what's been a phenomenal freshman season for the 5'11", 170-pound wide receiver. 29 catches, well over 400 yards coming in this season. 5 touchdowns make it 6. His long was 50, now it's 74.
And he's got 3 catches for 95 yards in the game.
There's a lot of playmakers on the outside for Fenwick. Won't be the last time those two connect throughout the high school career. Fenwick just a sophomore, Dews as mentioned, just a freshman.
With the way Huntington has got after the turnovers this year, usually we're used to seeing Jackson or one of his other mates make that play, but that time Dews just made the better play. Dews and Jackson going to see a lot of each other, both of them being freshmen.
All right, 2-point conversion to come. It can tie the football game if the Patriots can get in. Fenwick's in the shotgun. Matthews is to his right. Man comes in motion. It's Fitzpatrick across the formation. Fenwick to throw for the 2-point conversion. He goes to Dews, and this time Zaza Jackson wins the battle and knocks it away.
I believe that was Khalif Ty.
It was Ty.
Number 1, yeah. But a great play.
Matched up Ty with Dews that time, and Ty makes the play, and the score remains 15-13. So the Highlanders still out in front by 2 points with 10-12 left in the 4th quarter.
Well, it's a whole new ball game, though, now. That's for sure. There's no sitting on the lead for anybody. 1-point game can go either way. 10 minutes and 12 seconds to play here in the 4th quarter. Check out a couple of those other scores while we got a minute here. Number 2, Martinsburg, leading Spring Valley now 28-6. That game in the 4th quarter. Midland starting to run away from number 4 University. Came in 11-0, but right now they're on the wrong side of a 40-7 score.
Midland's playing some good football. Remember, they're 10-1, only loss here at Bob Sang Stadium to the Highlanders back in week 3 of the high school football season. Seems like forever ago. 21-17, a game that Huntington did not play good football in as a team, but found a way to get the job done, having to do so here again as well.
Jordan Price to kick off. Don't know whether he'll kick deep. He kicked it into the end zone last time that he went deep on the roll.
Yep, he's going to kick it deep. Jackson goes back and will field it from the 17. Jackson's at the 25. Gets past the tackler. 30, 35, 40. Jackson's hit out of bounds, and he runs into a white jersey on the sideline.
Yeah, he took number 50 out.
There's a flag
on the
over
sideline.
there as well.
The hit by 5, Jake Koleski knocked Bradshaw into a player standing around over there. I think Seth Anderson may be number 50. And so, and now Amari Felder's pointing. So maybe there was some conversation on the hit that is going to cost GW 15 yards. That will certainly help Huntington.
Hard to tell whether or not Jackson was out of bounds on that run up the far sideline.
I didn't think it was the hit, but I felt like maybe somebody, was talking after it was all over.
It was Kolaski who had hit Jackson. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, so not a personal foul or a late hit. It's just unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's a 15-yard penalty, though.
Yep, so this is going to make what was already a good return from Zaza Jackson up near the 45. The official's going to move this football down into Patriot territory all the way to the 41. So not exactly how you want to put yourself up against here after the touchdown drive to make it a 2-point football game.
27-yard return, and then you had a tackle on 15 more. That's 2 late hit, unsportsmanlike in a row against GW, and now have 5 penalties for minus 40 yards.
Rocco out of the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the 41. He'll hand it off to Amari Felder, who breaks 1 tackle, still on his feet, down inside the 35 and spinning forward down inside the 30. First down run for Amari Felder to around the 27-yard line, 14 yards on first down.
Matthews, Clay makes the stop, but a first down for Huntington.
Clock continues to run, under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Only touchdown of the second half belongs to George Washington, but the Highlanders still out in front by 2, 15-13. 1 wide to each side, 1 back to each side of Locko's in the shotgun. And he'll take the snap and hand it to Jackson. Jackson running near side, makes a cut down inside the 20. Is dragged down from behind by the defensive back Cam Reed. Another good run for the Highlanders down to the 19.
Dipped his shoulder a little bit. That's an old Jimmy Brown move where you try to get the guy to bite on that. Reed stayed in there, but instead of tackling him at the line, he had to tackle him after a 9-yard gain.
Third time Huntington's been in this situation, Woody. Down in the red zone. Can the Highlanders make this drive count for 6? Those are the football touching the 18, so a second and a long yard with 9 and counting left. Rocco out of the pistol, takes the snap, hands it off. Zaza Jackson slips past the tackler, still fighting forward, down inside the 10, all the way to the 6.
Tackled down there by Hayden Hatfield, but made it to nearly the 5-yard line, I think. They're going to mark him at the 6, so give him 13 yards.
3 really good runs on this drive. Felder, Jackson to set up Huntington in a goal-to-go situation. 1st and goal from the 6.
4 carries for Bradshaw, 61 yards. He's now the leader of this team in rushing in this game.
1 split out to each side, same formation with Locko in the pistol. 2 backs to each side. Locko takes the snap, keeps it himself, pitches it to Felder. Felder, far sideline, has the edge. He leaps into the end zone. Touchdown, Highlanders. There's the answer Huntington needed on offense. They cash it in on a short field and go up 21-13. Amari Felder scores from 6 yards out.
But now that looks like the team we have seen all season as he really got things going there.
And this is an important extra point because it would put Huntington up 2 scores with the Highlanders up 21 to 13. So the extra point would make it a 9-point game. II sends it on the way. It's in between the uprights, and it's good. 22-13. Huntington Felder scores on the ground for his 8th rushing touchdown, and Huntington's up 22-13 with 8:24 left in this quarterfinal matchup. We'll take a quick break, come back with more Huntington High School football here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
A new day begins. And what happens today must be covered, reported, and passed on to everyone in the region we serve. We are journalists, staff writers, editors, storytellers. Who are we? We are HD Media, trustworthy and always here for the times we live in.
My name is Deshaun and I am a success.
My name is Braxton and I'm a success.
Friday, I got my spelling words right. Party.
I was at a math test and I didn't really get it that well. My teacher, she told me something and I got it. And I aced the math test and I was excited.
To share your story, visit Cabell School.
Off the kickoff from Johnny Yaya, Keegan Sack returns it from the 10-yard line in between the hash marks all the way out to near the 35, and they'll spot it right at the 35-yard line, so a good return of 25 yards, and George Washington takes over down 9 with 8:17 left in the fourth quarter. It's a big scoring drive, 4 plays, quick 4 plays, 41 yards in a minute 27.
Not quite as quick as GW's one play, but a nice answer by Huntington, the kind we've seen all year out of them.
Puts the pressure back on George Washington's offense now. 1st and 10 from the 35. Empty backfield as Sack motions out to the far side, and Fenwick will throw. Looking far side, pass is caught. Wide open man, it's Fitzpatrick. Up past the 45, still on his feet. He's got a first down up to the 48-yard line. Good job by Fitzpatrick to make the catch, improvise after the run for 13 yards.
The Bruce brothers, Bradshaw and Smith, make the tackle, but not before a first down.
First time I think Fitzpatrick's caught a pass in this second half. All the way out to the 48, so 13 yards. 1st and 10 from the 48, under 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Empty backfield, 3 wide to the far side, or to the near side, 2 to the far. Garrett comes off the edge, but Fenwick gets it out of his hands and to the receiver, Dews, who's escorted out of bounds into Huntington territory down to the 47-yard line, 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Tyshawn Dews, Taryn Fitzpatrick making plays for the Patriots offense, which won't huddle. Trailing by 2 scores, 9 points with 7:46 left. Fenwick takes the snap. He'll drop back. Pressure coming. It's a screen pass that is caught by Sack. He slipped past 2 Huntington defenders that were there, and eventually Huntington's defensive line works back to make the stop, and it'll be 3rd and short.
Scout Arthur and Tyree Smith make the tackle.
Huntington was all over the screenplay, but just couldn't make the initial stop. Looked like maybe Curtis Jones was there first who couldn't make the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and inches. Ball is at the 43, need the 42 as Fenwick keeps it himself and bulldozes forward all the way down inside the 40. That's more than a sneak. That is a quarterback keeper for a 6-yard run. He lined up under center and just put his head down and followed his center aiders for a first down, all the way down to the 38. 7 minutes and counting. Patriots trailing by 9 with the football in Huntington territory. Fenwick takes the snap, empty backfield, looking for sideline, steps up, hit as he throws. Pass is incomplete.
Knocked away that time by Zaza Jackson, but it looked like Fitzpatrick was going to come up with another nice catch. Kind of punched it out of his hands.
Yep, good job by Jackson to recover to make the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 6 minutes and 54 seconds left. In the fourth quarter, Highlanders trying to stave off the George Washington Patriots, who have given all they have to these Huntington Highlanders tonight. Empty backfield, 3 wide to the near side. Ball's on the far hash mark where there's 2 wide receivers. Flags fly and will blow the 2nd down and 10 play dead.
Somebody moved on the offensive side.
Yep, false start on George Washington. They'll get a wide receiver on the outside. It was Hunter Giacomo who was lined up on the far sideline that just flinched a little bit prior to 2nd down and 10. So the ball back to the 43, 2nd down and 15.
6 penalties on GW for minus 45 yards. Huntington, after having a lot in the first half, only has not been penalized here in the second half.
Fenwick to throw on 2nd down, looking far sideline. Pass is caught inbounds by Keegan Sack down to the 35. It is a pickup of 8 yards, so 3rd and 8. Got half of that 2nd and 15 back. .630 and counting. George Washington continues to go quickly. Same formation, empty backfield for the sophomore quarterback Fenwick, who takes the snap. 3rd and 8 in the pocket. Now rolls out to his left, throws it over the middle. Pass is picked off. Intercepted by Zaza Jackson. He makes up for a play he got burned on earlier, and he comes up with his 7th interception, 24th of the year for the Huntington defense, and the Highlanders will take over.
2nd interception of the game. Couldn't come at a better time for Zaza Jackson, and Curtis Jones had the pressure on the quarterback. I think made him through a little bit before he was ready. Ball was just a shade behind the receiver, and that allowed Zaza to step in front of it, pick it off.
Excellent play from the freshman. Allowed Tyshawn Dews to make a good play on him a little bit ago. Responds on the ensuing next George Washington offensive series with an interception. Now gives him a team-leading 7 on this 12-game now season for the Highlanders. Handoff goes to Felder, who's up past the 45 at midfield, down inside George Washington territory. He breaks a big one all the way down to the 45. It was a 1st down and 10 play from the 32 that he takes 23 yards into George Washington territory.
Really good run, some good blocking downfield as well before he's finally hauled down by the safety Hatfield, but not before 23 yards. This is a really good rushing game for Felder.
Yep.
With that carry, he's now got 5 carries for 46 yards. So this is one of the better rushing games he's had in a while.
He's the team's 2nd leading rusher in terms of total yards on the ground. Coming into the game, Locko out of the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Felder, eludes one defender, still dancing, and it'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Made plants miss, but he couldn't get away from 78 Anthony Casto and 21 Peyton Coulter, who make the stop.
5:25 and counting, 2nd down and 10 after no gain on the 1st down run from Amari Felder. Huntington up 22-13, trying to salt away a victory here.
They'd like to run some clock here as well, pick up a couple of 1st downs. GW has 2 timeouts left, burned one earlier.
Yep, under 5 now in this 4th quarter. 2 wide to the far side, ball's on the near hash mark. Jones is the back to the right of Locko, who's in the shotgun and takes the snap. Locko will keep it himself, running right, puts his head down, still on his feet, down inside the 40, and is down to around the 36.
And then a flag was thrown in right at the end of the play as Felder was taken down by 52, Amari Brown.
Yep, it's a face mask, so that's going to be 15 more tacked on.
At 7 penalties now. Minus 60 yards in penalties on GW. So the ball is now all the way down to the 32-yard line.
I guess Huntington, yep. So 1st and 10 from the 32. Won't take any of the yardage from the run. 4:40 and counting. Just 2 timeouts for George Washington. Trying to stop the clock and maybe get the football back. Locko's in the pistol. Jones is right behind him and off to the left as Locko will pitch it on a speed option to Zaza Jackson, who has it, and down inside the 30. Zaza Jackson's got it to the 28, 4 yards.
Good tackle by Giacomo. making the stop there after a couple, 3 yards, 4 yards maybe.
Going to be 2nd down and 6 from the 28, approaching the 4-minute mark. Wonder when and if Coach Edwards over on the air on that George Washington sideline is going to burn his timeouts. Figure maybe on the next couple of plays if he can get his defense to bear down and make a stop.
Locko taking as much time as possible in the huddle.
Let's see, whistles from the officials here.
Not sure what. Unless there's a
clock
player
is at 10.
There's a bent over player there for GW. No, but that's Fitzgerald, but he seems all right.
Play clock was at 10 seconds, and then the officials blew their whistles, and now the play clock just has 2 dashes.
Again.
Yep, and game clock is stopped at 4 minutes and 7 seconds, so not really certain what 4 officials are discussing here.
Zaza Jackson with 5 carries now for 65.
They're going to add, take off
away
12 seconds, so instead of it being 4 minutes and 7 seconds, it's going to send the clock down to 3:55. And I guess started on the official signal. Yep, there it goes again, 3:52 and counting. Play clock back to 25, so just more time for Huntington to run off.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
I mean, they've got 20 more seconds before they even need to snap the ball here.
Locko's in the shotgun, 2 wide to the far side. Ball's on the near hash mark. As the junior quarterback is going to get George Washington to jump. Got Grant plans to jump into the neutral zone. Pending Huntington didn't flinch before Plants did, this is going to be 5 more tacked on for the Highlanders, would make it a 2nd and 1.
8 penalties for minus 65 yards on GW.
Yep, 5 more, so 2nd and 1.
And they've really been big here in the second half. They only had 3 for 15 at the half, so they've tacked on 50 yards here in the second half. And a late hit and unsportsmanlike conduct, that's 30 of the 50.
2nd down and a long yard with 3:25 and counting left in this football game. Ball at the George Washington 24. 22-13 Highlanders. Locko takes the snap, hands it to Felder running right. And Felder is going to be brought down past the first down marker to the 21. 3 yards makes it a first down.
And 21, Peyton Coulter makes the tackle. He came into the game with 60 tackles, 7 tackles for loss in his season. 1st and 10 at the 21.
Approaching the 3-minute mark. No timeouts have been burned yet on this drive from George Washington. Coach Edwards still has 2 in his back pocket, but his team is facing elimination here, down 9. And Huntington has the football with now 2:50 and counting. Curtis Jones and Amari Felder in the backfield behind Locko, who's in the pistol. The handoff goes to Curtis Jones in between the tackles. It's going to be stuffed. Maybe got a yard at the most.
Knocked down on a good tackle there by Clay Matthews. Tell you what, he's a great linebacker. Him and his brother Cal both play linebacker positions. He's at the B linebacker in their terminology. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage that time. Just no gain.
Yep. It'll be 2nd down and 10. No timeouts burned here from George Washington, so the clock continues to run.
Very
2 minutes
surprised
and 10
about
seconds.
that.
Yeah.
I really am.
2:10 and counting. Locko, same formation. They'll flip Jones to the right of him now. As Jackson goes in motion, and Locko will pitch it to Zaza Jackson out of the backfield. Jackson down inside the 15, 10, 5, dragging forward down to the 1.
He gave Clay Matthews a ride until Cam Reed stepped in, but Zaza picked up about 20 to the 1 yard line.
Good cut back in between the hash marks. And it's 1st and goal at the 1 yard line. 1 minute, 52 seconds left.
This could definitely be icing on the cake.
See what Huntington will do here. Could go victory formation and put this one away, but George Washington, again, does have those 2 timeouts and could burn them. Clock continues to run, minute 35 left and counting.
Officially, they're going to call that a 19-yard gain to the 2.
Locko in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it to Jones. Jones running left, fighting for the end zone, and he is short.
Just barely.
He got about a half a yard. Needed a full yard. Minute 15 and counting, so this is more time that Huntington's going to be able to burn. here in this fourth quarter. Coach Edwards is not near an official on the far sideline, so he's just not going to burn a timeout and
I just don't
let this one play out.
I'm sorry, I don't understand that at all. I mean, his young men have given a great effort here tonight, and to think that you're going to take 2 timeouts home with you or call them in the last minute.
Yep.
At least you could have broken up Huntington's drive here a little bit with a timeout.
Yep, 45 seconds and counting. Lonko out of the shotgun, takes the snap, running right. He's got a couple of blockers, breaks it out wide, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Highlanders. Gavin Lonko from a yard.
What a good block on the outside by Amari Felder, who not only took down Hatfield, he took down Clay Matthews both with that. He jumped over Felder and walked into the end zone, as you said, thanks to that double block.
Lonko puts the finishing touches on what is going to be a quarterfinal victory for the Huntington Highlanders, 28-13, 35 seconds left in the football game. And Johnny Yaya is on for the extra point. Second time Lonko scores from a yard out. His 19th rushing touchdown. Yaya's extra point is good. It's 29-13, just 35 seconds left in the football game. We'll take one final break and come back and finish this one out here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Gabriel, where are we at on our breaks? Are we good shape?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I took it in case because
Yeah.
I know we missed one at half.
A new day begins. And what happens today must be covered, reported, and passed on to everyone in the region we serve. We are journalists, staff writers, editors, storytellers. Who are we? We are HD Media, trustworthy and always here for the times we live in.
My name is Deshaun and I am a success.
My name is Braxton and I'm a success.
Friday, I got my spelling words right. Party.
I was in a math test and I didn't really get it that well. My teacher, she told me something and I got it, and I aced the math test and I was excited.
To share your story, visit Cabell School.
30, and it's fielded down inside the 30-yard line by Townsend, who's up past the 45, and he's at midfield. Good return from Isaiah Townsend.
Man.
And official
And a late
goes
hit
down.
there.
Now, what happened there?
Well, it was Kyle Matthews came through, and after Tyree Smith had made the tackle, hit Smith in the back with his helmet. They're lucky. There's probably so little time left. That might have been another personal foul.
You saw that, and I
They've
saw
got-
the far side official get decked by a special teamer running up the far side for George Washington. 28 seconds, and Washington will get it at midfield. Down 29-13. 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near, as the quarterback into the football game is Hatfield, and he'll throw one down the field into coverage. It's incomplete. Felder had it in his and dropped it. It's second down. So Hayden Hatfield is in at quarterback. He threw the football there. He ran one play out of the quarterback slot, and this is a guy that's had to step in at the quarterback spot. He's a senior as well, or excuse me, a junior. Had to step into the role when the starter, Abe Fenwick, went down with that finger injury on his throwing hand and couldn't play the last couple of games in the regular season. Hatfield stepped in well and made some plays. He gets the opportunity to close this football game. As he'll throw it again on second down and 10. Steps up in the pocket, rolling left, and is going to be sacked. Donovan Garrett tried to roll out to his left, and it wasn't there. And with 10 seconds and counting, I don't think George Washington's going to run another play. That is going to be it here from Huntington High School. The Highlanders are going to hold on.
And that is Garrett's team-leading 6th quarterback sack of the year.
The Huntington Highlanders are on to the Class AAA semifinals, a postseason quarterfinal victory, 29-13 over George Washington. The Highlanders didn't play a phenomenal game, but did enough on both sides of the ball, really all 3 phases of the game, to get this victory, and it's going to set up a rematch again. Second week in a row, the Highlanders will get a rematch of a regular season win This time, Cabell Midland awaits.
Midland is up now 46-21. It's got to be late in the fourth there because they start at the same time we do. Martinsburg wins by only 35-6 against a very good Spring Valley team. We get used to see Martinsburg putting 60, 70, and 80. That's the same thing Huntington's been doing this year, though. And they win 29-13. I don't think anybody will say that was a cheap loss. Good win. Midland, it's not a shield game, but it's even more important. The winner goes to the state championship. Both of these teams have been and came up short against Martinsburg. They would both like another shot at getting there, and it should be a whale of a ball game. I doubt if we're going to see much different than what we saw in the first game. Midland would like to change the score, but I think it's going to be hard hitting. A lot of running out of both teams, and GW is very disappointed. They came down here. They played this game close the whole night, 78, and the Casto just took off his helmet and threw it. I mean, it's your last game if you're a senior, and that's the way it ends up. So that's a very, very tough thing. I'm glad to see everybody shaking hands. But to be honest, GW was our own worst enemy in the second half with 50 yards worth of penalties, especially the one that set up the previous touchdown drive for Huntington. That was just unnecessary. But somebody had to go down out of the MSAC. 2 are still alive out of the 3. That's not a bad year for the league.
Huntington staves off an upset bid from George Washington and wins it 29-13. We'll be back with the postgame show next on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Clear. True story is like to leave a legend where the kids will be talking about me like 50 years after I'm gone, and then they will start writing their own stories. Maybe my kids will want to read about what I was dealing with, what I was going through, how I encouraged myself, how my teachers encouraged me. So if I leave something for them, then it's just going to keep going, and it'll be a story that never ends. So it's the never-ending story.
The Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week, presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute and Cabell County Schools, is brought to you in part by Jason W. Elkins at Elkins State Farm Agency. Jason can help you find the coverage that works for you. Jason W. Elkins, State Farm Agent, 4346 5th Street Road in Huntington. Dawson Thompson Oil Company, 1746 Virginia Avenue in Huntington, celebrating 60 years of serving the tri-state. For your petroleum needs, think Dawson Thompson Oil. Kids Sale. Tri-State parents and grandparents, Alex and the Kids Sale staff are getting ready for the next Kids Sale. Visit KIDSSALE.net for upcoming sale dates, locations, or to be a consigner. And by KINDRED Communications Radio.
Here's the scoring recap. If you're just joining us, Huntington scored the only points of the first quarter. Late in the first quarter off a Curtis Jones interception. It would be one of 2 INTs for the Huntington secondary, or Huntington defense, as Jones, a defensive end, made the play. Batted ball picked off Fenwick. Locko cashes in the George Washington turnover with a 1-yard touchdown run, made it 7-0, a 4-play, 23-yard drive. Then early in the second, Donovan Garrett got after the quarterback Fenwick, who was under pressure in his own end zone, and Garrett brought him down for a safety, made it 9-0 Huntington. But late in the second quarter, George Washington answered. Abe Fenwick, the quarterback, found Taryn Fitzpatrick for a touchdown and made it 9-7, capped off an 11-play, 71-yard drive that took up well over 4 minutes of that second quarter. But Huntington had about 52 seconds left in the half, and Gavin Locko and the offense got into field goal range for Johnny Yaya, who booted home a 46-yard field goal, a new career high for the sophomore kicker. He booted it home, gave Huntington a 12-7 lead at the half. Early third quarter, Johnny Yaya missed a field goal, responded back, though, on the next drive offensively for Huntington with a 34-yard kick. Made it 15-7, capping off a 7-play, 51-yard drive. Early fourth quarter, about halfway through the fourth quarter, Abe Fenwick, the quarterback, found Tyshawn Dews, 74 yards. Dews went up, high-pointed the football, beat Jackson, and took it to the house to make it 15-13. And trailing by 2 points, Woody, the Patriots went for 2. The conversion was no good. They went back to Dews on a post route or a fade route in the near side end zone. Ball fell incomplete. Good defending by Ty Jr. on that play. kept the Highlanders in the lead. Ensuing drive from Huntington, a quick 4-play, 41-yard drive, takes a minute and a half off the clock. Amari Felder scored from 6 yards out. The extra point was good, which was crucial because it put Huntington up 9 points and a 2-possession lead, 22-13. And then a late Gavin Locko touchdown run from a yard out with 35 seconds left helped salt away a 29-13 Huntington High School victory to advance on to the semifinals. So Huntington, 12 games, 12 wins, 10 in the regular season, 2 now in the postseason. A first-round win over Wheeling Park, now a quarterfinal win over George Washington. The Patriots end their season 9-4, 8 wins and 3 losses in the regular season. A win last week over Greenbrier East to set up this matchup, but the Patriots fall in a hard-fought matchup with the Huntington Highlanders here tonight, Woody, 29-13.
And numbers are good for both teams, to tell the truth. I mean, it was a well-played game for the better part of the game. And I'm missing one thing here. I'm almost done on my stats, but I know Scout Arthur had another punt here in the second half somewhere. And that's what I'm looking to wrap them up with. Sorry about this.
No, I'll give you a moment here. You can add
okay.
that up.
All right.
Seniors for George Washington that played their final game tonight. Taryn Fitzpatrick on the outside. Cam Reed, Jake Kolaski, a linebacker. Brady Adams, quarterback, backup quarterback. Haston Pinkerington played his final game. Kyle Matthews, good linebacker. Grant Plants, they both made big plays. Wide receiver Tyler Nantel. Seth Anderson recovered a kickoff to help George Washington get good field position. Zach Crayson up front, Bruce Mullett, and Anthony Casto. So good bit of seniors on this roster, but still a young team. A lot of young players on the outside. Anytime you bring back your quarterback next season, it's certainly going to be a bright future for George Washington. But tough to see those guys, those seniors have to play their final game. Obviously, that's emotional. Certainly, we've all been through that, but
I mean,
hard fought.
And honestly, just a couple years ago, Huntington not only lost to GW at GW during the regular season, I think it was 2019, then they turned around and lost to them again in the playoffs. Yeah,
correct.
It was 2019. And you know, the thing of it was felt like played a better game in the playoff game, but still came up short. And that's exactly what happened. They played much better today against Huntington, no question about that, but still came up short, and that just leaves you feeling sick at 29-13. Let's look at the stats here real quickly, and these are unofficial as we go on the run here. But GW, their quarterback, threw 24 times, and with a pass from their backup quarterback, it's 25 passes, 15 completions. That's a pretty good number, but 2 interceptions, and that was really big for Huntington to come down with the picks. 203 yards passing, though, for GW. They had the touchdown was 74 yards to Tyshawn Dews. That was a very pretty play, and it looked like Huntington might be in some trouble there at 15-14, but they bounced back pretty quick. Rushing the ball, though, 20 carries for 56 yards. The leading rusher was Kyle Matthews, who carried for 32 yards on 6 carries. They also had 20 yards, 3 carries for Keegan Sack, who did most of his damage through the air. And Abe Fibnwick finished with 7 rushes for -6 yards. So he got picked off a couple of times in the game. And so that's, 203 yards. It's 259 yards total. They had 13 first downs, which is the exact same number as Huntington had. The 8 penalties, though, really, that's the thing. And coming in the second half, 50 yards in penalty yardage, and it was very hurtful when Huntington got the great return and then 15 more, and that set up a touchdown. They gave them a little breathing room right there. 3 punts for a 31-yard average by Cam Reed in the game, but his third punt was just 24 yards. That helped Huntington a bit. The leading receiver was Dews with 4 catches for 100 yards, although Sack had 6 catches for 58 yards. Fitzpatrick had 3 catches, 34 yards. Hatfield, 2 catches for 11 yards. Looking at Huntington now, Huntington rushing the ball had a pretty good night. 14 carries for 29 yards for Gavin Locko. So he's going to have to wait a little bit on being the first player to ever have 1,000 rushing, 1,000 passing. But he does score 2 touchdowns, both of those one-run touchdowns. He had to eat the intentional grounding and a couple of sacks in the second quarter. 6 carries for 23 yards for Curtis Jones. 7 carries, 48 yards for Amari Felder. Zaza Jackson, 6 carries for 84 yards for him. And also, Felder had a touchdown of 6 yards. And then 1 carry for Harrell for 4 yards. So 34 carries, 188 yards on the ground for Huntington. Passing the ball, only threw 4 times in the second half, but hit 3 of 4. So for the game, a very nice night for Locko. 9 of 12, 60 yards passing for him. 2 catches for -1 yards for Curtis Jones. 1 catch by Scott Arthur for 12 yards. 3 catches for 21 yards for Harrell. And 3 catches for 28 yards for Weinig. Punting, what a great game that Arthur had. 4 punts, 2 of them inside the 20, a 42.5-yard average, without a doubt. His best game of the season. Johnny I also 2 for 3 on field goals, a 34-yarder, and a new career-long 46-yarder in the second quarter. A fumble recovery by Cam Veazey, an interception by Curtis Jones, and one by Zaza Jackson as well. Had an INT in this game. So Huntington ends up with 46 plays for 248 yards of offense. They had 13 first downs in the game. I'll double-check this later, but I didn't have Huntington for a penalty in the second half. And I just, right off the top of my head, can't think of one. So
either,
that's pretty spectacular work there by Huntington as well. So really good team victory. Midland is a final now, 46-21. They upset. Of course, that's a 5 and a 4. 46-21. Martinsburg 35-6 over Spring Valley, and we'll leave the rest of the scores to Fred Persinger and the gang and Metro News Game Night because that's coming up next.
Yep. So Woody, these two teams now, Huntington and Cabell Midland, will rematch in a game now that's going to mean much more because it's going to be an opportunity to go to Wheeling and play for the Class AAA championship. A game Huntington won 21-17, but I can remember back in week 3 after that game we sat here and said Huntington probably did not deserve to win that football game, but good teams find good ways and different ways to win football games. Huntington may have not been the better team that night, but did enough to win that football game. They're going to have to do much more against a Cabell Midland team that is very, really good and hot.
Yeah, they're playing very well. Both teams are, and it doesn't matter if they were 0-10, it'd be a big game because it's Huntington, Cabell Midland, it's city, country, it's all of that. It's a heated rivalry, and Midland would like nothing better. A couple of years ago, Huntington lost in the regular season and turned around and won at Midland, and Midland would like nothing better than to pull that on Huntington. Should be, though, a great crowd. I think if I know Luke Salmons, he will pick Friday night for this game, and they'll be wall-to-wall here at Bob Sang Stadium.
Black Friday matchup, we anticipate that probably. Always could be Saturday. That would throw a wrench in everything probably with Marshall football having senior day that day too. So.
Yeah, well, Luke's a Marshall guy, so I think he wants to go to the game.
Hopefully he makes a good decision there because the way the visiting team gets to pick location or not location but time and date for that. But we'll leave it at that. Thanks to Gabriel Sellers back in the studios, keeping us on the air throughout this game. Woody, glad to do another game with you here.
Sir.
Obviously, thanks to the listener for tuning in. We'll have one more call no matter what, so looking forward to it.
And yeah, it should be a great game, and it's been a great year so far for Huntington, Midland both, so hopefully we're up to call on that game.
Yep. All right, we'll leave it at that. 29-13, Huntington's on to the semis, and we'll face Cabell Midland, we hope, next Friday. Until then, we'll talk to you.